Hey everyone, how's everyone's Thursday night going? This is Golden Sigh. I am your host for tonight, as always. Anyway, let's see. I know it's not Friday. I'm planning to do an open panel Friday, but I just felt like doing a pop up. So thank you everyone for watching, whoever was able to make it, and lurkers and people who watch it after it's already posted. But I just wanted to do a pop up. So if you guys want to check it out, like when I'm live, hit the like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell because I am the queen of pop-ups. So how's everybody been doing this week? I want to say hi to Crunchy B and David in the chat. And lurkers, I see you guys lurking around. I appreciate it. All of you showing up. So my week has been a little crazy because it's been 90 degrees during the day and in the about 50s to 60s at night, which is fucking cold for summertime. Anyway, and I know we haven't hit the summer solstice yet, blah, blah, blah. But it's still, to me, summer. Anyway, my power went out for 10 hours. So that was fun. Not really. I didn't called Duke Energy about 15 times. I'll tell you. It was like crazy. There was a little storm, but nothing really big. And they had over 60,000 people in my state without power. That's a lot of people, in my opinion, to be without power for as long as they were without power. Some stuff went bad in the refrigerator, so I had to throw it out and go food shopping the next day. But other than that, me and Buttercup made it through. My husband was at work, so he didn't have to endure anything. And it was a lot of fun. Fun. Hey, Kat. I'm just going to show some videos. Actually, I have a really long video to show, compilation video of different ghostly, paranormal type stuff going on. You'll check it out. But anyway, I know it's not Friday. So I don't have my normal panel here. And if anybody wants to join, the link is in the chat. So feel free. But let's get going and doing what we're here to do. Just give me 1 minute, guys. If you can't hear the video, if you can't hear me, please just say so in the chat. And that way I can fix audio, visual things. I'm doing my best. I don't have the best equipment to do this stuff, but I'm trying. So here we go.
Security cameras don't get scared. They simply record, and sometimes what they capture is far more unsettling than anyone expected. Figures, shadows, and encounters that still have no explanation.
What are you doing in my house? What are you?
So let's watch the most disturbing moments that continue to leave viewers searching for answers. A homeowner named David posted this clip after reviewing his home security footage from the previous night. His young son had come downstairs sometime after midnight for a glass of water. Nothing unusual about that. What was unusual was what appeared on the left side of the CCTV frame about 2 seconds after the boy entered the room. A transparent humanoid shape, roughly adult-sized, moved slowly across the far side of the living room and then faded out. The boy poured his water, turned around, and went back upstairs. David posted the footage asking if anyone had an explanation. The comments filled quickly with people speculating about a ghost of whoever lived there before, and nobody came up with anything more convincing than that. Stareface.
Why is Amazon paying me?
So what'd you guys think of that? Was it a thing or wasn't it a thing? I don't know if it's an optical illusion thing with mirrors or if it's actually something that happened. But if it did happen, that's kind of freaky and scary. Let me get this ad off real quick. Yeah, that was very freaky, very scary. But at least it was walking the opposite way that he was walking. So that's a good thing. Very good thing. I watch some of these things and I'm like, holy shit, if they all happened to me, I'd be like, nah. AI questions. I want to say hi to Angels. Thank you for joining. Kat, you want to ask an AI? That's what I'm saying. Was it a reflection? That's what I'm thinking. Was it a reflection or was it like AI generated type thing on video or what was it? I don't necessarily think it was something. As I said, it was that a mirror or was that alcove like into other room? I don't know. That one I don't really trust too much. Okay.
The camera, the footage they captured confirmed their worst interpretation. Beneath the stairs, partially visible in the shadow, a face appeared human in its general construction, but deeply wrong in the details. The family left the house within days of reviewing the footage. They declined to say what specifically made them decide to go, beyond noting that the footage was enough. Shifting shadows.
Okay, that was a person. That was so a person. That was not a ghost. That was a person. Anyone disagree? Yeah, fake. Very fake crunch. Let's see this one.
A man exploring an abandoned building somewhere started noticing movement in his peripheral vision about 20 minutes into his walkthrough. He told himself it was light playing tricks, but it kept happening. Every time he turned toward it, nothing was there. Then he rounded a corner and swept his flashlight into a small open cubicle, and for just a second, a clearly humanoid shadow was standing inside it. The moment the beam hit it, it was gone. He spent another few minutes in that building before deciding that whatever was sharing the space with him was enjoying itself far too much, and he left. Floating figure.
Right, I'm not going to stop for each one of these, but that one I didn't see. Did anyone see the shadow? Yeah, Kat, I do think AI is fake fun. I do. This is like... All right, let's see the floating figure. These are going really fast, so if anyone has any comments on any of them, please put it in chat, and I can stop the video.
Another abandoned building, another explorer who probably wished he'd stayed home. This one was moving through the ground floor of an old house when he caught a black shadow figure at the far end of a hallway. He zoomed in, and what the camera revealed was genuinely difficult to look at a twisted gray face, clearly defined despite the darkness, staring back at him from within the shadow, and the unmistakable sense that it was aware he was there. Moments after he zoomed in, the figure drifted sideways and vanished. There was no sound, no footsteps. Whatever it was, it left on its own terms. Pitch black.
Some of these people, like, sorry about the ad.
Hey!
Just skip them quick.
A group of explorers doing a late-night walkthrough of an old building spotted a black figure standing in the far corner of one of the upper rooms. One of them pulled out a flashlight and shone it directly at the figure. Most shadows disappear when you throw light at them. This one didn't. It stayed completely black, a solid, light-absorbing shape that the beam couldn't penetrate for several long seconds before it simply disappeared in the building. The explorers stood there for a moment and then, quietly, decided to leave the floor. What makes this clip particularly hard to dismiss is that the figure remained visible and distinct, even with a direct beam of light on it. Shadows don't do that. Hospital shadow. Hospitals already feel like liminal spaces, places where the boundary between living and whatever comes next feels thinner than it should. So when CCTV footage from a hospital corridor captured a dark shadow appearing out of absolutely nowhere and walking down the hall, a lot of people weren't entirely surprised. It moved like a person, but lacked the definition of one: no clear edges, no face, just a dark humanoid mass gliding forward with purpose. Paranormal researchers who study this kind of thing often point to hospitals as magnets for shadow entities, theorizing that the concentrated grief and fear and tragedy that passes through those buildings over decades creates conditions where something dark can anchor itself. Whether that theory holds water or not, the footage doesn't offer a cleaner explanation. Which
All right, so most of these I do believe are just people. I don't believe they're actually anything paranormal. But what I would say is that, hospitals are known to be kind of like a thing with entities and stuff like that and spirits, ghosts, all different kind of things. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something paranormal happen in a hospital. In fact, I think they used to have a show. I don't know if any of you watched it, but it was a Paranormal ER or something like that. It was crazy. I would say that something can happen during that time. I just don't think really that what was just shown in the several videos we watched were anything paranormal.
driver? A driver in rural Indonesia was moving along a dark forest road late at night when his dashcam picked up a large figure stepping out from between the trees. Acting on instinct, he slowed down.
Oh my god! What are you doing?
The figure was tall, heavily built, wearing dark, layered clothing with what appeared to be face paint or a mask covering its features. In its arms, pressed against its chest, it was carrying something small. A doll, perhaps. What happened in the seconds after the clip ends has never been explained. The driver never publicly detailed what he saw when the camera cut out, and that silence, more than the footage itself, is the most disturbing part of the whole story. Glowing Dog Man. A woman in Pennsylvania had heard strange sounds coming from her basement in the months before this was recorded in 2014. Then one night she walked into her hallway and came face to face with something crouched at the far end of it. It was massive when it slowly began to straighten. It became clear just how tall it actually was.
What are you doing in my house? What are you?
Glowing eyes. The unmistakable shape of an upright creature with a distinctly canine head. The footage cuts off shortly after. Dogman sightings have been reported across the eastern United States for decades, concentrated particularly in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. Most witnesses describe the same thing: the height, the eyes, and the feeling that whatever it is not afraid of you.
What are you doing in my house? What are you?
This week tried to kill me.
It's kind of funny that the commercial started off with "this week it tried to kill me." Anyway, what we're watching. No, I don't know about the dog man thing, in all honesty, because it seems a little far-fetched, but I guess anything can be a thing. Maybe some people have seen Dog Man or anything else. Has anyone seen Dog Man? I'm from Pennsylvania, and I didn't hear of Dog Man until like several years ago. Yeah, I know. It's like, and I don't think if actually take your time, David. I don't think actually if um there was a dog man in my house that I would just be chilling and like like watching it kind of deal on a camera. Just saying. Let's see who we have coming up. Hey B. Hey Crunchy.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How you doing?
All right, my back's hurting quite a bit, but besides that, not too
Oh,
bad.
I hope you feel better.
Yeah, I overdid it a little bit yesterday. Well, I was trying to. You doesn't sound like it'd be a big job, but I took all the beans out of a beanbag chair so I could wash it, and then
Okay.
tried to put them back in without making a mess, and yeah, that's like impossible. Those little things are like staticky; they just fly around like little orbs.
I
Like
can see you walking around and you got all the little beans from the beanbag.
they were all stuck to me, like I couldn't get them off. It was crazy.
How did you actually get them back in? Because there's no way you could like
I
you have to handful them back in.
I
Did
got
you?
90% of them in, yeah. And
How
they
did you do it though? Did you use your hands or did you shovel it? Or?
half my hands. I have tried to dump it into a trash bag first, right? So then I could dump the trash bag back into it. But they fly around like they're like lighter than air and staticky, and it was a pain in the ass.
Well, definitely you get A for effort even trying that. I don't even think
I
I would.
mean, I did it. I think I got like 90% back in there, but and I then I spent like 2 hours trying to vacuum up all the ones that I couldn't that just escaped.
That's so funny. I would love to have a video of that. You should take a video next time you do that. So far, I don't think any of these are real paranormal stuff.
No, this is the most horrible paranormal channel you've shown yet.
I think so too. Let me see
Uh,
if I have anything else lined up. So, I'm not feeling this one. Is anybody else feeling this? Because if they're feeling it, I'll definitely.
um, on your last stream, I wanted to talk about it because I was too tired last time. But
Oh, what?
I had a supernatural experience that I haven't. I mean, I've had a lot in my lifetime, but it's been a long time since I've had what like I would say like ghost or something, something. But um, okay, so I have this old rocking chair of my grandma's, and she's dead now. She died in 2020 or it's like 2021, something like that. Um, she lived to be like 94, so but COVID, of course. Anyways, I have this chair that she's had. It's from like the 40s, and it's from her old house. Her house is sold now, and I really don't know how much like belongings of hers that we still got. I mean, but that's one of the things. And this was like 2, 3 weeks ago or something.
Hmm.
Um, I was in a weird mood, and I don't know if it had anything to do with it. I was kind of depressed, but kind of hopeful at the same time because I was listening to music and I was cleaning and I don't know. I felt like I was doing productive things. I like hooked up this stereo and stuff, but I don't know, for some reason I had this weird melancholic mood to me. And I, I was moving the speaker. I had one speaker that like wasn't working right, so I was trying to switch that out with another one. And so I was moving the speaker over to this the counter. I didn't know really what to do with it, but it doesn't matter. And so I'm sitting there in front of this like kitchen counter, and that rocking chair is like right in front of the kitchen counter. Like I'm on the other side of it. Like I had just walked by it, but it was right in my view. Like I wasn't staring directly at it, but it was right in my view. And it just started rocking out of nowhere. And I don't know, like I got goosebumps and everything, and I was like, "Whoa, what?" Because I had just it's weird because I had just talked to my dad like recently. I was like, I hadn't noticed any kind of paranormal things in this house. He's like, "Oh yeah, me either. That's good." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And then like a week later, that happened, and I was like, "Well, see, another thing I've always been on the fence of like ghost, if it's like actual dead people or if it's just like I don't know, fallen angels or something messing with you. But this didn't feel aggressive or anything. I wasn't scared. Um, it's not like a glass flew off the table really fast and broke, or it just started rocking. And I went over there like right after, like because it was just one good rock, and then it calmed down to sit still again. So I walked over there and like, of course, like pushed it to see like how much force it would take to do that, and it's not a lot, but uh, I don't know. Well, I had just cleaned. This thing has been sitting in the basement, and I've been like trying to fix up the basement, and make it livable. There was like
Yeah.
mold. There was mold growing down there, and like there was mold all over that chair. That's been there
Ew.
for like I don't know how long. And so I sprayed it off and with vinegar and cleaned it up real well, just like a few days before that happened. And so I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Is my grandma like, thanks for cleaning up my chair? Now I can sit in it. uh,
Now I can sit in it and rock.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Nothing's happened since then, but
There are ghost spirits entities. Um, they all differ. And then there's energy. So like there's energy in a house too. And knowing the difference between them, like I have an entity that's here in this house, but this house has never been lived in by anyone but me and my husband. And in fact, it was all trees before we moved here. So it's like it's nothing attached to the house. Could it be
hmm
attached to the land?
yeah.
Possibly. But does it like to do stuff? Yes, definitely. It likes to like push stuff off of the countertops or off of the kitchen island. It likes to do multiple different things.
Is
So
is this the same spirit you had at your old house?
no, I have three that are attached to me and I'm used to them. But
Did
and they
do follow
don't do
you?
anything. Yeah, they follow me. They're attached to me.
But they
They
don't do
follow
it.
me wherever I go. They go.
What do you what do you think is pushing stuff off and causing
I
ruckus?
don't know. It doesn't communicate with me. So I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I don't know if it's male, female, if it doesn't seem like it's evil, it just likes attention every now and then.
hmm
Like it pushed a Gatorade bottle completely off was the last time. That was about a month ago. And it doesn't do it all the time. So for the most part, like we've heard the drawers to our dressers open and close, stuff like that. But that's not those aren't the three that are attached to me. That's something else. And I don't know what it is. But it's entertaining if anything. Like I don't really get scared of that stuff. I think I did when I was younger, but not anymore.
Do you think it takes like a lot out of that entity to do that stuff?
Yeah, I
Like,
do. Like I think it I don't think it's a younger entity or like newer entity. I think it's something that possibly was on the land because and I never heard this till I moved down here, but people here and in other southern states, because I looked it up, they bury their peoples in the backyard.
hmm
And that's not a thing in Pennsylvania. I can tell you that. It's not
oh
a
yeah,
thing in Philly anyway. Um, but they do it for multiple reasons, of course, to keep their loved ones close,
hmm
but also to like their property then becomes non-taxable.
yeah, it's a cemetery at that point.
Yeah. So I never heard of that before. And I've seen it when you're driving down country roads and stuff like that. You see like the graveyards and on the side of the
hmm
house or back of the house. Um, so who knows if somebody was buried here? I have no idea. No clue. It's a possibility. So I don't know if it's a human spirit. It does not communicate, but it does do stuff.
I you mentioned like energy, and I mentioned actually static electricity, right? Like that can move things that we can't see. So if that static can be manipulated in a way, I don't know, it's electromagnetic or something. I don't know how it works, but if that can be harnessed in some way by something else that we can't see, um, I mean, there's no doubt that this stuff is real. It's just, I don't know. I watch all these. I hate when people do those fake videos just to like, I don't know, get views or something. And
Yeah, it's that one was horrible, and I don't
Mhm.
I like to watch the videos with you guys, so I don't always watch them beforehand. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on the topic. But with the paranormal stuff, I usually just, hey, let's check it out. You know what I mean? But I do have other ones. Just give me a couple minutes to pull it up, and
Alright.
we'll we'll.
Have you ever used a I don't know, either a Ouija board or a spirit ghost box or any other
Um,
things, anything like that? You probably don't need it, do you?
I don't need it, but I have you. I haven't used a spirit box. I actually wanted to try one. Um, I kind of try to get. I try not to, you know, pull myself into something that I'm going to have a hard time pulling myself out of in the
Yeah,
spiritual way. So, but a spirit box is definitely something. I have used Ouija boards when I was young, and I mean really young. Um, but not since then.
I'm
Um,
too scared after my last Ouija board experience. I still wonder if something is still kind of attached to me from doing that.
it's a possibility. I mean, um,
It just seems like I've had bad luck ever since, like, just bad health. Everything just went to shit after doing that. I don't know if that's just me or what. Because I was very stupid and I invited anything because it wasn't working for like, I don't know, 20 minutes. My girlfriend, she was getting like frustrated, whatever. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to invite everything in. Is there anything good or bad? And then that's when it moved straight to goodbye. And then I jumped up without like, I was freaked out. And then my son's toy train track broke apart, and I mean, for months we kept hearing like noises. The bed shook and everything.
oh crap,
It's pretty
dude,
scary.
that sounds scary. Like, what did you
Y-
do from there? Like, did you just run out of the room, or
Oh, okay. Well, see, okay, it happened like things happen. Okay, if we were using the Ouija board, um, and nothing was happening. She was getting annoyed, and so I invited anything good or bad, and I really don't think I should have done that, but um, when it moved straight to goodbye, because I'd made it was just a piece of paper that I had like wrote letters on and yes or no and goodbye. And, um, it moved straight to goodbye. I didn't like want to answer anything. Didn't really have any interest in like communicating. It just like I just opened up a portal for it to like come in, and so I jumped up like because I could feel the energy. It was like magnetic the way this. I was using an upside down candlestick. Now that I think about that, that's like inverted and weird to as a planchette. Um, but it just slid so seamlessly, like it just so fluid, like it was magnetic or something, you know. Um, But as soon as that moved, I jumped up and I freaked out. I looked at my girlfriend. I was like, "Did you move that?" And she's like, "No." And right after that, we heard this snap. I wasn't really sure like where it came from. We heard like a snap somewhere, but my girlfriend looked over and she's like, that I just put that together. I know that toy train track was put together." And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But I put it back together and I like tried to forcefully pull it apart to see if it would just like happen to just snap apart. And no, it took a lot of force to break it apart. And that night though, I think that was about it. So see, we had just watched a scary movie. It was called I always forget the name of it. I don't know, but they were using a Ouija board in it, and it had ghosts and stuff. I wanted to know. I wanted to know if there was more to life than we can't see, and it proved it, but I think it was stupid. At least inviting every bad in, but it seemed like maybe a week later, I like threw my back out at work, like, and things have just gotten worse like since then, my health wise. But that was like one of the worst pains I had ever experienced at that point, and I couldn't like get out of bed, and my girlfriend was sleeping in the bed, and I was still curious. I was still like truth seeking, right? And I was wanting to know like other people's. And this was when YouTube. I don't even think Google had bought YouTube yet, but it was still open, and like people were putting. I don't know. It felt more real than it does now. People were putting videos up. Oh, you could just search and find things really easy. Um, Now you search like ghost or something, and you're gonna get like something that you just found. uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I could find like all these different stories, people that had their own experiences and stuff. So I'm sitting there in bed, like couldn't get up, but I was researching and finding, and I don't know if like me just keep constantly thinking. I think it does. Me thinking about it kind of manifested in a way, like you're still looking for it, so it's gonna like show
Well,
up.
there are people that believe that if you're scared, you give off energy, right? That can make
Hmm.
things happen.
Yeah.
Um, so it's kind of like think positive, and positive things will happen. Think negative, and negative things will happen. And if you're scared, then maybe your brain's like already wired to want to react to something.
It
You know?
reminds me of the that Monsters Inc. movie where they would like scare the kids and like get their loosh. I mean, maybe there's some truth into that.
You never know. There could be some truth. Hey, David, how are you doing?
What up, Cy? How's life?
Life is
Hey,
life.
dude.
It is, isn't it? With
Life
power
is
outages and all.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, this year has just been shitty. This has been a shitty year. Let's not
That
do.
that shit's weird, Cy, because there's nothing about it on the net. There's nothing about it on YouTube.
About what?
About her power outage.
Oh,
It's
Yeah, there's
weird.
60,000 people without power in the state.
for how
And
long?
for me, it was for 10 hours.
Oh, wow, that's pretty long.
So, um,
During the winter, that's kind of normal, but
that's
in
what
the
I'm saying.
summer, no.
There wasn't a big storm. I have Virginia plans, and if anybody else has them out there, they know they tend to so they fall over pretty easily, kind of deal. Um, and none of my trees fell over, so it wasn't that big of a storm. And it was just, and they wouldn't tell me what it was.
Hmm.
Usually, Duke has this thing that you go online and you look, and it will tell you what the cause is. Like they'll say a tree fell on power lines or something. They didn't say any of that. Like I kept calling all the 10 hours asking what the cause was, and they were like, they don't know. They don't know what the cause is. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what the cause is? Like, you're the power company. You should know what. How do you know what to fix if you don't know what the hell is wrong?
Yeah.
So, and then they had in my area alone was 1,600 people with houses without power, and I was like, what the hell? Like, that's a lot because I live in a country area, so it had to span out pretty far. And then they got it. It went on for a portion of them and then stayed off for the other portion for the remainder of the 10 and a half hours. But they didn't have an estimated time, which they usually do. when it's going to be fixed, and they didn't have a cause, which they usually do, of why it happened. So there's no, they didn't give any reason why it was off for as long as it was off. They didn't say anything about when it was going to be back on. And I was kind of like, okay, well, I don't know what to do, because if it gets hot, like this was at night, it went off at 7 o'clock at night. And then, didn't come back on till like, actually, it was more than 10 hours because it didn't come back on until 6 a.m. But I'm kind of like, I can't be here in the house without any air conditioning or any fan
Yeah.
or anything.
Ours just went out yesterday. The air
Oh,
conditioning did. And
the air conditioning. Oh, that
it was
sucks.
okay. We opened the windows, during night, but during the day, especially like if you're trying to sleep, then you just it's horrible trying to sleep in the heat.
Yeah. I was just like, it was crazy. I didn't know whether to go to a hotel or what to do. I'm like, yeah, I'll have to tell me what to do because I have a dog and I have to kind of get him out of the heat. He's a little dog. He's tiny. Like he's only 14 pounds, so he's little. And he can't take the hot heat like that either. But it did right as I actually, thanks to David, I got phone numbers for the hotels. And I called them and I was about ready to make a reservation and decided to wait a few more minutes because the sun was already up, kind of deal. And then the power went back on. So I was like, kind of glad I didn't do that. So
That was
thank
a
you.
weird deal.
All right, so
It
I
was
got another
weirdness.
video. I think we've seen
Before you
part-
play that, let me try to finish my ghost story.
Sure.
Because it went on for like months. But when I was sitting there, like kind of researching, and my girlfriend was sleeping in the bed next to me, um, the whole bed shook like I don't know, like an earthquake. Yeah, I was like, and she didn't even budge. She slept like a rock. But I of course I like kind of tried to sit up and like tried to like bounce. Like, did a spring? No, a spring definitely couldn't do that. Like it was the whole thing. And I was trying to wake my girlfriend up. She wouldn't budge. And as I was like shaking her, I saw the blanket like that she was under move, like it lumped up like over her leg and just started like moving up over her leg. I was like, what the fuck? So I don't I eventually I did pray. I didn't know what else to do. I prayed to Jesus and then it really did stop for as long until like I moved here, and like as soon as I moved here, I woke up and my curtain was on the ground and the like rod that it was on was still intact. So I was like, that's weird. I didn't like witness it fall, but and of course it was by my feet. And I'm thinking maybe I could have kicked it, but the bar that was holding it up was still solid. So I don't know how it fell. And then I hadn't experienced anything for years until like I saw that rocking chair move.
That's
I don't know
crazy.
what to think about it.
It's crazy that the whole bed shook and she didn't hear anything. She
Oh
just,
no, she slept right through it.
but I did that too through an earthquake that I didn't even know was happening.
I did too. I woke up later and they were like, "What did you think about that earthquake?" And I'm like, "What? There was an earthquake?"
Like, what earthquake? I was actually pissed that they woke me up. Why are you waking me up? Oh, we just had an earthquake. And I was like, well, it's over then, right? So just let me sleep. But yeah, I never had the bed shake or anything like that. I've never had an experience like
It
that. I think
definitely felt violent. It felt like it was not a good entity. It was trying to scare us. It was trying to mess with us. And one time, about a week after that bed shook, um, my back was still killing me. I couldn't get out of bed, and I was just like moaning and groaning, and but I kept hearing this tapping in the bathroom. It was almost sounded like metal, like someone tapping a spoon or something on the porcelain sink, just over and over tapping. And like it took everything in me to get up and go check this freaking sound out. And as soon as I get up, it stops. Like, dang it.
I hear stuff all the time. Like this is a new house, and I like to go to the old adage of it's just the house settling. But there's some things that not the house settling, and I know that. I can know if I hear a creak or I hear like a, a board move, or I hear something, a thump, or I could say, yeah, that's the house. That's the house settling. Which, what does it mean when the house settles? Like, shouldn't the house already be settled? You
It's
know what I
usually
mean?
older houses that do it too. Older
Yeah,
So yeah, that doesn't. You have a new house, right? It's pretty new.
yeah. I have a
Yeah.
new house, so I'm like, what's the house got settle? What's the house? What's the house
It's
settle?
I've witnessed the cracking and stuff at my old grandma's house. Like I used to hear it and stuff. I'm like, ah, it's just an old house, and I brush it off. But one time, it was like, and it wasn't windy, it wasn't storming, it wasn't like, but it was just unnatural the way. And I mean, I don't. I think I had been doing substances of certain kinds that had brought on this entity or whatever, and I don't know, but it's just it's so hard to like people that like have psychosis and stuff. They're just dismissed
Yeah,
as crazy, but and of course these chemicals, drugs, and whatever can bring it on, but there's just so much that we can't see, hear, smell, taste, or touch that it's so crazy to dismiss people that have had these experiences. And if you haven't had one, I guess I don't know. Are you lucky, or you're just not looking for it, and you just brush off little things? Like I don't know. It's like the synchronicities, right? Like people wouldn't say that's like really like paranormal or something. It's just coincidence, and they can just brush that off. But there's something supernatural about it. I wouldn't call it paranormal, but uh,
I
it's
do
all.
agree. I do agree with Jake. Jake, you said that in chat. You said that wood's got to move. Yes, wood does have to move, especially if you walk on it, and it does settle and it does give in a little bit and stuff like that, and that's normal. However, when it's pretty much something that's not wood related, like it's thump or it's something to that nature, or it could be wood related if the wood actually fell, but not since the wood's fine. It's a little different. It's just there's things that you just can't explain, and you can either sit there and um ignore it, which is usually what or take note of it and just go about your business is what I do. I don't go
Um,
explore. So
you know.
Crunchy, are you the one that walks into the room if you hear a noise in the other
Oh yeah, I'm gonna check that out for sure. um,
room?
have you heard of Doctor? I think what is his name, Doctor? Or I don't know. It's Jerry Marzinski. Does that name ring a bell?
No.
Okay, he's. I could show you. I'd have to find like the certain clip. I'll try and find it sometime. But
So
he was.
let me real quick, Crunch. Let me ask David. David, would you go into a room if you heard a thump and you were in another room?
If I what?
If you were in a room and you heard a thump or a noise in another room, would you go check it out? Or would you be like, nah, I see, I would be like, nah, forget it. Don't worry about it kind of deal. Would you go check it out?
It depends where I was. So if I was in like an abandoned asylum, no, I wouldn't.
Abandoned asylum. Well, that turned really wacky.
If I was in an old house, maybe. If I was in uh, my own house, I might. But it just depends where I was. If I was out in the woods and I heard some weird shit that was out of the ordinary, I might just sit at my fire and wait and be like, all right, I'm going to chill here. But
I'll be on the couch and hear stuff. I'll be watching TV, and the dog's next to me. My husband's sleeping, and I'll hear something in another room. My ass isn't checking it out. I'm telling you right now. I just look that direction, kind of deal. I look in the direction, but I don't go. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
it just, like I said, it just depends. I was in a house years ago that I don't know what the hell happened or what the hell was going on, or if someone did a stupid ritual or if someone summoned some fucking shit or what. But I was at a friend's house like 2030, let's see, it would have been 2002, 2001. And this one dude was staying in their house, and weird shit got weird. We had a fucking witch try and cleanse it with salt. We had a Wiccan dude I know come, and we went into the attic, and the attic, so it's the middle of July, right? So the attic should be about 90 degrees. It shouldn't be cold. There's no air conditioner in the attic. This dude was staying next to the attic. We went in the attic, and like I prayed and just said, like, in Jesus' name, leave or whatever. And my other Wiccan friend prayed his prayer. The attic was freezing. I'm talking like it shouldn't be as cold. It was like maybe 40 degrees, 50 degrees in there. And it's the middle of July. Like, so, and then when we prayed, something ran out of there and then shut the door in the house that the dude was in the bedroom that he was staying in. So yeah, I've had some weird crap like that.
Wow.
And then there might have been some theatrics with one of the dudes who was staying there because he liked doing theatrical shit. But my bio mom was downstairs with our friend talking, and we were in the attic.
Crunch, did you say something?
I was just going to ask him, do you think that was because of the people that was staying there practicing Wicca and stuff? Or
I don't know who was causing it. None of us did. So my friend who was a witch, she did all the rituals to try and bind whatever it was. So she tried to locate it and get rid of it because they have to follow certain rules, I guess, within the spiritual or unseen. So she was trying to fucking get rid of it. Like, she was trying to find a way to get it out of their home. My bio mom and my friend was sitting downstairs, and we went into the attic and prayed different prayers. And the thing slammed the door shut upstairs. So I don't know. I just know it happened, and it was a weird experience. And I don't know who was doing what or why it happened in her home, or why the dude brought about all that crap. But it happened when I was young. It happened when I was in my 20s. So it was a weird experience. It's unexplainable. I mean, you can't, nobody else was upstairs. No one was upstairs when it happened. So there's no explanation, like, other than some pissy energy that was harassing them. You know, there's a whole other weird shit that happened, but like, some of it could have been theatrics from the dude who was staying there. And then, but some of it wasn't theatrics at all. Some of it was real, you know? So I think that it just depends what you're open to. You know, it's like I went to a haunted bridge like around that time too. When I was about 21, 22, we used to ghost hunt, man. We'd just go all over Indiana and be like, let's find places that are haunted, because why not? Because let's see if it's real. Let's see if it's legit. If it's legit, cool. If it's not, then we know it's BS, you know? And we wanted to see if it was legit. And I was like, it might be legit. It may not be. Who knows? And there was a couple legit things that happened at this bridge. Like, we went with these Boston dudes, and it was around midnight, and we were all joking around and laughing, and nobody else was there. And it sounded like someone took a bat to the bridge. Like, you could hear it as loud as, like, there was no one else but us. And it's in the time when you didn't have your phones, and it was a time where you had flashlights to make sure it wasn't just an animal, or it wasn't just, you know, we wanted it to be legit, not some BS in our head or whatever the crap, you know, or us just making shit up. Or so we went to this bridge a couple different times, and there was some legit things that happened there. One time we went out there with a friend, and she saw a ghost in the water. She saw something walking in the water that looked like a human. And so it was a bridge over this, you know, that she's like, I just saw someone walking in the water. And we're like, well, it's none of us. And another time we were there, and it sounded like there was like rustling, like an animal. I swear it was an animal. I was like, nah, it's just got to be like a raccoon fell in the water. Like, I put the flashlight I had down there, and I kept looking, and there was nothing down there. Like, I looked and looked and looked. I could not see. There were no raccoons. There were no, and it sounded like something fell in the water and like made a bunch of noise. And I put the light directly on it, and there was no one there, and there were no animals there, and there was nothing there. And then another time I went out there with a friend. It was just me and him. And this was bizarre. Like, we were there at around midnight or 1. And where I'm just like, dude, let's just get quiet and see what the hell happens. And we just got quiet for like 20 minutes or some shit. We were just like, we're just going to sit here and listen. And all of a sudden, so it's the woods, man. It's not quiet at night. There's noises. There's frogs.
I'll mess with the woods. No messing with the woods. We don't do wood. No woods.
So we were out there, and we got quiet out of the bridge with the woods, and everything went silent. I mean, it was weird. Everything went completely silent. Like, no nothing, no frogs, no. And then it was just like, now I could see in the spiritual realm sometimes. So I've only seen entities like 5 or 6 times in my life. Not often. It's not like everywhere I go, I see entities. You know what I mean? Like when I was young, I saw them once or twice. But I didn't like see them wherever I went. I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm always seeing entities everywhere I go. Like schizo people think they're, you know. So it wasn't like I was living my life walking around in life and always seeing things. But when I went to some places that were in high dark negative energy or spiritual negative energy or whatever that were haunted, sometimes I'd see shit. Just like the chick that I was friends with who saw the ghost in the water. But when we went this time, when it got all silent, I saw a cat. It looked like a cat, like out of the movie The Matrix. And I was like, huh? I turn around, there's a cat looking being.
Mm.
And I thought it was a cat. I really did. I thought it was
looking being too.
What's that?
Wasn't there like there's a cat, there's a wolf looking being, I know that. There's a dog looking being. Wasn't there a bear looking being too?
No, there was just a cat.
I just watched too much. No, I mean in general out there in the cryptids or whatever they're called.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I just know
they can shapeshift into anything.
This looked like a cat, and it looked like it was literally it was walking up on us, sneaking up on us.
Mm.
And I turn around and I see it, and it sees me and it stops, and I'm like, hold up. And at the time I was freaked out. So I freaked out. And I was just like, hold up. you ain't gonna sneak up on us. And I was just like, what the crap is that? And my friend, I don't think saw it, but I did. And it stopped because it was sneaking up on us. And then it turned into a 9-foot black being and disappeared. And I was like, fuck this.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, I ain't going there. Nope.
So it kind of like stood up and then
it was a cat, and then it turned into a black being that was about 9 feet tall. And then it disappeared. So I don't know what it was. I have no idea.
I want to get the before. I know you guys want to talk about the cryptids and stuff, but I have a video I do want to show.
All right, go ahead.
Not that long. I think we did.
I think I've seen this one. It's really good. If it's the one I remember.
All right, guys, do me a favor, mute up so people can hear the video, okay?
Inside a kitchen, recorded on February 16th, 2024, just before 11 p.m. At first, the house is completely quiet. The kitchen is dim, with only the warm glow from the stove light cutting through the darkness. There is no one visible in the frame, no movement, nothing that suggests anything.
What are we watching?
Just mute up and watch the video, dude. Guys, I'm gonna because I didn't hear anything, but it said that. All right, let's see.
No movement, nothing that suggests anything is about to happen. Then suddenly, the door on the right side of the kitchen swings open by itself. It does not drift slowly, like a loose hinge. It opens quickly and decisively, almost like someone pushed it from the other side. And just a few seconds later, from somewhere off camera, a low male voice whispers into the room. No one.
All right, until they replayed that, I didn't hear the what happened until they went and did something to the video to do that. But the fact it swang open was really kind of crazy. Let's see what else.
Appears. No footsteps follow. Nothing moves in the kitchen after that. And that is what makes the clip so disturbing. The door opening on its own is already creepy enough, but the voice is what really stops people cold. It does not sound like a random noise or some distant echo. It sounds calm, clear, and deliberate, almost like something in the house knew exactly what it was saying. So what was captured in that quiet kitchen that night? A security camera glitch, a voice from another room, or real paranormal activity caught on camera? What do you think? A man is heard shouting into the darkness.
Did you guys hear a voice? Like when it played the first time, did you guys hear a voice?
I heard
Just curious.
something, but I don't
I wasn't listening close enough.
I don't know what it was saying, but I heard some breathy stuff. I don't know. Could you hear? What do you think it was saying?
I didn't hear it. Honestly, I didn't hear anything. I heard like it sounded like somebody had the TV on in another room or something. But
Yeah,
other than that, I didn't hear something say what happened. So I didn't know if you guys heard it, right? But when they went back and did the I guess you could say replay or whatever it is of it, and they said you could hear a low male voice, and they did something with the video, like either stopped it or something to that nature. Like that's when I could hear it, but I couldn't hear it beforehand. All right, let's check out this one.
Inside an empty house in Red Lodge, Montana. His name is Eric O'Day, and according to him, the Airbnb he rented was not as empty as it looked.
There's no one in here. There's no one in here. There's no one here. Jesus, off. God damn it, dude. You, man. You, dude.
AI writes the book. Amazon sells the book. You just pick what it's about.
At first, the activity was small. Bangs, taps, and knocks coming from inside the walls.
Again,
the kind of sounds you try to explain away when you are staying in an to him, the Airbnb he rented. Calm, clear. In Red Lodge, Montana. His name is Eric O'Day, and according to him, the Airbnb he rented was not as empty as it looked.
There's no one in here. There's no one in here.
All right.
There's no one here. Jesus, off.
I mean,
God damn it, dude.
Unless he heard something in that bathroom that he didn't record yet, I didn't see anything but him open the door, and the door seems like it's kind of naturally closes. And then the slam on the door, he was right next to it. He could have hit that with his fist. It wasn't on camera either, so I'm not seeing anything amazing here.
Yeah, I'm not either. I can say the one we had just watched in the kitchen one, that
looked more real.
That looked more real. But this one is the door can shut even if it's not like hit
Yeah.
level, you know
Yeah,
what I
it's not
mean?
like it slammed. It looked like it kind of naturally closed.
And then it kept closing, like he opened it again and it
Yeah.
closed. I'm like, yeah, if it stayed open, then you know, I could understand that, but it didn't stay open the second time, you know what I mean? So, and like
Yeah.
you said with the door. So let's see what else they got on this with this.
You, dude.
At first, the activity was small. Bangs, taps, and knocks coming from inside the walls. The kind of sounds you try to explain away when you are staying in an unfamiliar old house.
Oh my god. It's noon here, but I still feel like I haven't slept because all night I hear it. There's sudden bangs, and they're not like subtle. They're like someone just, it's like, I don't know, living with.
Eric bought earplugs, convinced himself it was just the building settling, and tried to ignore it.
So I got myself earplugs. Those have helped quite a bit, actually. Banging still all throughout the night and whatnot, just sporadic, but been having a lot of crazy dreams too. I don't know what that's all about. I guess it's because I'm in a new place.
But then, the activity became much harder to dismiss.
All right, so just got back from having coffee with a friend. When I left, the door was closed 100%. So
Cupboard doors started opening on their own.
okay, well, those were closed when I left too.
All right, I thought I just saw that one door shake, but I don't know if it was the camera, his camera, or if it actually happened. So let's go back and look.
So
Cupboard doors started opening on their own.
See the cabinet? Yeah, I see the glare from the window. It looked like it moved. But
okay, well, those were closed when I left too.
When Eric went into the bathroom to check what was happening,
Off.
he says he felt the door pushed directly into his back.
Fuck off, dude.
After dealing with enough unexplained activity, Eric finally did what most people documenting a haunting eventually do. He set up a camera, sat down, and waited.
As soon as I came into the room, the banging stopped.
okay, first of all, they say he bought earplugs so that he wouldn't hear the pounding on the walls. But if you notice, he never shows the pounding on the walls or within the walls. I'm not believing this guy. Even though I want to give him credit and I kind of want to believe him, I'm just not believing him.
Yeah, I'm not either. I mean, I could believe him, but he's not showing any proof. Everything's after the fact. The cabinets are open. Well, we didn't get to see them open. You could have opened them and then walked in there, but I don't know. He's seen his demeanor and stuff seems kind of like real, like he's freaking out. So I don't know. Maybe he's just not caught it on camera yet. I don't know. Maybe there's some more.
All right, let's see. We'll see. As of right now, I don't believe him. I'm just gonna say I don't believe him as of right now.
But it stops when I came close to this area over here.
He had been sitting there for more than half an hour when he suddenly heard something move.
All right, I've been waiting here all day. Nothing's happened. It seems to be chill, but I don't know. Whatever, man. I'm gonna go eat. That is hysterical. The second that I go to, I literally have been sitting here for like 30 minutes. Nothing fucking happened. Yeah. Nope. Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
What was that?
Unless they had somebody under the floorboard there. It looks like a little like basement. One of those, what do you call them, that lift up from the floor?
Oh, heater vent type thing.
Cellar door or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it lifted up. Unless there was somebody under there, and that looked pretty hard to fake.
Let's check it out again for those who missed it.
That is hysterical. The second that I go to, I literally have been sitting here for like 30 minutes. Nothing fucking happened.
Uh-oh. Did you see my message in your private chat?
No.
This will do away with all of that. But the fact that he comes over and he knew exactly where to point the camera.
At this point, Eric had started asking people around town about the house, and the locals did not seem surprised. According to him, strange activity in Red Lodge was something many people had heard about before, and some believed.
I was just gonna say hell no on the person popping up. I think that was a person. But
did you see somebody?
It looked like a person.
I couldn't see. Go back. Let's watch it one more time.
All right, watch it one more time.
Because I seen it lift up, but I didn't see anybody like under there.
I saw like a little hand or something. A hand or something. Not a kid's hand, but just a hand.
Oh shit. I literally have been sitting here for like 30 minutes. Nothing fucking happened. Yeah. Nope. No.
I couldn't see anything.
All right, let's just say it's a ghost. We'll just say it's a ghost because I want to believe the dude. I just if that was regardless whether it was a ghost or a person, hell no anyway. Someone I don't know or a ghost coming up off the floor. Either one of those is a hell no.
What I was gonna say earlier, I just remembered about Jerry Marzinski, is he's a criminal psychologist, and like he worked in a jail that he dealt with the schizophrenics that had like murdered people, and they heard voices and stuff. And one time he was talking to this guy that was hearing voices and stuff, and he heard all these like cracks and pops in the walls and stuff, and it like he heard it like travel like all the way down like into this trash can and stuff. And this guy Jerry, he's sane, a normal person at this point. He wasn't really religious until he like got into this, and he thinks it's all like demons messing with us. But he heard all those like cracks and pops, and like looked over at like where the sound was, and this schizophrenic guy, the guy in jail, like looked at him. He's like, "You heard that too?" He's like, I thought I just hallucinate that like all the time. I hear it a lot." He's like, "Wouldn't know that was." So they were, I mean, unless you want to believe in like shared hallucinations, which I don't know. It just proves that, I don't know. If you have somebody else or a camera or something to back up your experience, then it makes you feel a little less crazy.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. And I think David just came back. Hold on. Welcome back, David.
Yeah, my phone. I hit my phone or some crap.
It's all right. It happens. Um,
What I think makes those pops and sounds, like, it can happen naturally, right? But one, temperature changes, as somebody said in the, like, because like when the sun comes up and the warm sun hits the side of the house, I'll hear it in the morning. If it's like a cool night and a warm morning, I'll hear like the popping and stuff, and that's like natural. But I don't know what they said, like the temperature changes. Like it could be really cold. I think David was saying like it was like 50 degrees in like the summer in this one room or something. And that could be a part of it, you know.
that's
I mean,
that's the kind of weather we're having. We're having like it's down in between the 50s and 60s at night here, and which is odd. I'm in the south,
yeah.
and then 90 degrees plus in the daytime. So
Mhm.
we're talking about like anywhere from a 30 to 40 degree drop. It's just
Yeah,
crazy. It's
the weather has been messed up.
There's something wrong with the weather here. I mean, like
It's everywhere.
it's July or June, and it's almost July. And I'm just telling you, people make excuses in their head in Indiana all the time. Because in the former world we grew up in, we'd always say Indiana weather as a joke.
Same here in Kentucky. They all say this.
Because
I think they say that in every state, man.
I don't know. In Indiana, it was, bipolar weather. I mean, like, dude, one day it could be like storming, the next day it's sunny out, and the next day it's cloudy,
Right
and the
next to
next
you.
day it's raining, and the next day it's tornado. Like, that's how it used to be, but it was consistently warm. So like in April, and I've talked about this on shows before, is like in April it would rain all the time, but it was consistently like
April
65
showers
to 80 degrees, like 75 degrees, right?
brings May flowers. Yeah.
Right. We're having like 50-degree nights here. This is July, man, or June.
Same
It should
here.
be 75 degrees at night.
Mhm.
Like, I'm just telling you, dude, like
It'll
it's
feel like
June.
it'll feel like spring one day, and then the next, it's like summer. You're all groggy, and then, I mean, it was like summer in like March. It was really hot, I remember, and then it got really cool again. It's just all over the place, man.
Yeah, we had snow in April, I think, this year.
Wow. Yeah.
And I mean, like, dude, we'd never had snow. Like, it snowed for one day or some crap. And it didn't snow bad. It wasn't like, but
Yeah.
we don't, what do we do to Earth, man? Like, I don't like what happened to our Earth. Okay. Like, because where does this go? We have all these children on the Earth, right? We have all these kids on this Earth. What are we telling them? What, like, there are no weather patterns that they can consistently live in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, dude,
It was a few years ago. I started noticing like ladybugs in December, and it's like felt like spring, and I'm like, what the heck?
that's what I'm saying. So you're in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, you already know. You have this
It
similar
was
weather
not
pattern.
like that when we were kids, man. We knew we had seasons.
Yep. And that's what I'm saying, man, is like, so did we. So you grew up in the same time period. Like, it didn't Indiana weather in the December period, it was like it could be snowing and then snow, or like bright and sunny the next day, but the snow was still on the ground.
Yeah, still cold. But
Dude, I have 60-degree days on Christmas, and then 20-degree days the next week, and then 70-degree days the next week.
Yep.
Like, that ain't Indiana weather. Something's wrong here.
I've seen so many plants. We're not going to be able to grow things eventually. I've seen so many plants like start to grow like in the December, like it's spring. they're popping up, and then they just die again because then they get that cold, and it's like, and all the bugs will come out, and I start seeing bees in December and January, and I'm like, what the heck's going on?
Yep. Dude, I'll tell you this: I don't see butterflies all over the place like I used to.
No, or
I'm not
dragonflies.
saying they're not around. I haven't been out in the country lately, and I saw butterflies in the country a couple years ago, but it's like I'm not seeing the bug populace anymore. There was in the 80s and 90s, early 2000s, dude. In the summer, bugs were everywhere, dude. You could walk and you get a bug flying on your fucking arm, dude. Like it'd land on you, and you're like, "Oh, there's a bug. Goodbye, little bug." You know, like or wasps. Wasps would always like land on my hand out of nowhere, or the hornets. Not that I'm like happy that I don't see hornets everywhere, but like I do you remember seeing hornets nests all the time?
Yeah.
Like
No, I never saw hornets nests all the time.
Well, I found them all the time when I was young. Like I'd find them out in the woods, you know, like they were everywhere. You could find them every year. I don't see them like everywhere anymore.
Yeah, like the big ball. They're like
the big gray ball, like
yeah.
like paper, almost paper mache type things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, I don't see them everywhere like I used to.
No,
I mean, I'm not saying they were everywhere, but if you walked out in the woods somewhere and walked far enough into the woods, you'd find one eventually.
Do you remember when like you'd be driving for, I don't know, say you had like an hour-long trip or something, your car would be covered with bugs, like the bumper would just be smacked full of bugs. That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, dude. That doesn't happen anymore?
I haven't had to clean off my bumper in I don't know how long.
See, there's something, like I said it years ago, there's something we're not being shown. We are living in something we don't understand, because the ecology of Earth is not the same.
Yeah.
At all. And then there was a Changing Matrix. Have you ever listened to her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You listened to her? You know, she is.
It's been years. I mean, she hasn't. I think she had one video in the last year or something. But yeah,
she just did one video recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything for like 2-3 years. But
yeah, back in 2016, I did her little survey, her Mandela effect like survey. You remember that?
Yeah.
She was trying to like gather everybody's memories, and I participated in that. She was a good contribution to the community, I think.
Well, I liked her perspective because it was very scientific. So she had a video called God versus Ascension, and I think I sent it to Cy.
God versus Ascension? And
she covers what the real Mandela effect is. She covers it very, very clearly. She explains it in a way that she covers what Cy knew and I knew and what it really is. But where I'm going with it, she was really scientific about this. The atmosphere is different here, according to the science.
It was more oxygen. Now it's like mostly carbon dioxide, right?
It's like
nitrogen. It's mostly
nitrogen.
Yeah. That's weird.
So the atmosphere is apparently changed here.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a dominant atmosphere filled with nitrogen. Now, why is that?
We have a different sun. It used to be yellow, and that's why people think we're just on a completely new Earth, a different.
I don't like this Earth.
We used to be. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
A different reality or a different version of Earth, and I kind of agree with that. Artsy said she has butterflies and bees and all that stuff in her bag. I do too. I have bees.
I do too. They're just not as abundant as they used to be.
And
That's what I'm
butterflies.
saying. It's not that they're not around. They're not as present. They're not as prominent as they were prior.
Last year, I had a ton of butterflies in my garden. Like, you went down there, it was like 30, 40 plus butterflies. This year, I haven't seen any yet, but I haven't put in as many marigolds as I did before last year. But I do want to go back to this video and check out and see what this guy is doing. Because we kind of just stopped it in the middle of him running out.
Cool. We'll go back to this.
Nope.
By this point, Eric had started asking people around town about the house, and the locals did not seem surprised. According to him, strange activity in Red Lodge was something many people had heard about before, and some believed the reason was buried deep beneath the town.
The town has a whole bunch of history. Miners died here, miners lived here, they built a bunch of tunnels underneath the town. You can look it all up at Red Lodge. And every time I talk to people, they tell me that this kind of behavior is sort of normal around here.
Red Lodge is an old coal town, and beneath the streets are mining tunnels that once helped shape the entire area. Some locals even say those tunnels still connect old buildings underground.
The city is completely on top of mines, and so a lot of those buildings are all connected to each other, and people say that there's a lot of mines have been closed up, but there's a lot of openings still there.
But the town's mining history carries a dark tragedy. On February 27th, 1943, a methane explosion ripped through the Smith mine near Bear Creek. 77 men were underground that morning. Only 3 survived. 74 miners lost their lives, making it the worst coal mining disaster in Montana's history.
I'm sick of people lying and cutting their videos when showing how this concealer stick from Tarte works, so I'm going to show you guys with no cuts or edits. This is...
Eric says the people he spoke to had their own stories. Paranormal experiences, family encounters, and strange things they could not explain. Some even told him the land had a dark reputation long before the mines were ever dug.
So Red Lodge used to have a lot of Native American tribes that were all battling and feuding with each other. And before any Western people even got there, smallpox had traveled ahead and wiped out complete tribes, decimating, cultures and Native American races overnight. When the miners got there, there was already a bunch of spooky stuff already happening there, and they said the land was cursed. In 1943, 74 miners got trapped underground and died, and that just added to the curse claim.
And that brings us to the clip that made Eric believe something was really inside that house. At first, it is hard to see, but when the footage is zoomed in, a dark, human-shaped figure appears to be standing in the hallway, completely still, watching from the shadows. Eric goes to investigate, almost immediately, but when he reaches the hallway, there is nothing there. No person, no movement, no explanation. So what was Eric really dealing with inside that Red Lodge Airbnb? An old house settling, strange drafts, and coincidence, or real paranormal activity tied to a town built over tunnels, tragedy, and death? A haunted coal town, doors that refuse to stay closed. A shadow figure standing in the hallway one moment and gone the next. Eric O'Day came to Red Lodge looking for a quiet stay, but after what he experienced, he left warning others to learn the town's history before spending a night there.
I'm so glad to be home. I never would have believed any of that stuff had I not seen it with my own eyes. But look up Red Lodge, man. Look up the history there. If you want to go ghost touring, go to Red Lodge, and just keep your eyes open, because I saw weird stuff left and right almost every night that I was there.
A man and a woman are standing outside at night, recording the strange.
All right, would you guys go to Red Lodge? I would go, because I don't think there's anything wrong. I mean, all the people dying in the tunnel in the coal mine is horrible, and it's horrifying, but I don't know if it's a ghost. I'm not an entity or anything. How about you guys?
I would check it out. I'm still not afraid of. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I ain't afraid of no Ghostbusters.
um,
Ghostbusters.
but like when I was a kid, I we had this tuberculosis hospital, like old, like it had been abandoned for 50 years or something. And one night we snuck on there, and it is so weird how they just like completely left everything. Like there's still like chairs and books and beds and just everything. And so we went in there and we're just messing around, and I was a little too scared to go down in the morgue. They had this little morgue in the basement that it looked, but we heard doors slam, and um, I don't know, a bat was flying through the hall, which was kind of cool. Nothing supernatural about that, but it was cool. Um, but we did hear some weird noises and stuff, and I don't know, we got the cops were like outside, so we took off. So nothing real strange, but then it got torn down like not long after that. It's weird how they leave places like that. They just abandon them, and like everybody's too scared to even like tear down the building. Just
It is weird. It is weird that nothing's done. I see a lot down here with like abandoned factories and stuff like that. And in Philadelphia, there used to be a lot of abandoned hospitals around the areas and stuff like that. So either psychiatric hospitals or regular hospitals. In fact, we had a psychiatric hospital in Pennsylvania that also, I guess, when people got polio, they also were treated in there as well. So they put like the people that are insane.
Well, there was like psychiatric
People that were
symptoms.
sick, which I didn't quite, before my time. But they left it abandoned for years. And then when they tore it down, I went there several times. When they tore it down, it was kind of sad. Like it was kind of, I don't know. It sounds weird. I get it, but it was kind of sad that
they locked so many people up for like psychiatric things that I don't know. It's crazy nowadays. Like, I mean, still people do get really mistreated inside because you lose all your rights. As soon as you're locked up in there, you lose all your rights. They can do anything to you. They can
it's just
give any chemical to you that they want.
it was just, you can definitely, when you went through, the name of the hospital is Byberry, and it was on Byberry Road. It was Byberry Hospital, and it was definitely haunted. Like when it was definitely haunted because you had all the patients that died from polio that were not insane. They just had polio, and there was not enough room in the hospitals to take care of them. So they put them in a polio ward in that hospital. But when they finally knocked it down, I don't know. It was just weird. And they did it for a good reason. They didn't want people to get hurt. And there was a lot of rituals being done there and some creepy stuff. But I had been there several times, not doing rituals, just checking it out kind of deal. It was kind of like, fascination when you're a teenager. You want to go see Byberry or you want to go see and there's definitely there was definitely presence there, but I don't know. I just got kind of sad when they knocked it down, and they didn't really, to my knowledge, they didn't rebuild anything on it. But whatever, if they do decide to rebuild on it, that shit's going to be haunted as hell. It's going to be haunted. Like,
well, it's like they there was an old graveyard out in Indy near where I'm at, probably about 2 miles away from me, about 1.5 miles, maybe a half a mile. I don't know. It's about 1 mile walk from me or some crap like that. But like there was an old graveyard from like the 1800s, right? That nobody knew about unless you knew about it. And I found it back in like the early 2000s. So this old graveyard was in this little wooded area, and there was these big trees, and there was all this land, right? And you'd go back there, and you just like it was like a really weird kind of deal. And I think people tried to do dark rituals back there, but I don't know. People do dumb crap, you know. So it was there for years and years and years and years, and I didn't think anybody would ever just like buy it and build over it. In the last 3 years or 4 years, they built all these apartment complexes over this old graveyard. So they're going to have a lot of problems, and they're not going to know fucking why. Like, there's going to be a lot of problems in those apartments, whether people like it or not. But
I heard here in Kentucky, they're digging up a cemetery to put a data center.
Are you for real?
Yeah, and everybody's like up in arms about it. They nobody wants this to happen, but they just have like, I forget what the right of business or something. I don't know. They're just putting them up everywhere, man, and it's just even digging up.
I don't know how they can do that, because it's considered like.
I don't either. I mean, I don't know if it's true. That's just
Pull
what
up
I heard.
people's remains. that takes like court orders, and it takes a lot. So I don't know how they're doing that.
You see how fast they're going up. I don't know how they're doing it either. It's because somebody's got there's a hand in some other pocket. It's money, I guess. I don't know.
That's what I don't understand it, because like they can't just remove somebody's remains.
I wouldn't think
Just
so.
like you can't exhume somebody's remains.
So eminent domain. That's what I keep hearing. Have you heard of this? It's called eminent domain.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, let me look it up, because I keep hearing that like they have this right to just take land for some reason.
Well, they're buying up water or some shit too.
Eminent, EMINENT domain, is the government's power to take private property for public use, provided they pay just compensation to the owner. This authority is established by the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. So the government can just take your land.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, we don't own anything.
The government is legally required to pay the fair market value of the property being taken. So in a sense, they're like, you're selling it to us.
Yeah, you have no choice. You're going to sell it.
I wonder if that's what they did in Pennsylvania, because they took, hey, Prelim, how are you?
Hey, Prelim.
They took that city and that town in Pennsylvania it's on fire. It's been on fire since the 1960s, and they don't foresee it ever going out.
Yeah,
like
it's like a coal mine or something like that.
Yeah, it was a coal mine that caught on fire, and all the coal underneath it has been burning since the 1960s. The closest that they have actually come to estimating when the fire will finally go out is 2060. So we'll see. That's the only estimate I've heard, that it could burn but that would be really weird. It's a burning fire for 100 years. But it's kind of like all the state. It wasn't the federal government. It was the state government bought up all the houses. So I wonder if it went into eminent domain. The messed up thing is, what does coal make? Diamonds, right? Coal under enough pressure creates minerals, diamonds, etc.
Heat and pressure. Yeah.
What?
Heat and pressure, right?
Yeah, well, it's on fire, so it's got the heat.
Yeah.
and pressure because it's underground and stuff like that. And so whatever minerals that these, now I know there was one family or two families that stayed that refused to sell their house. They refused to leave. So I don't know if the state called eminent domain or they didn't, because there was only like, I think there were 6 people. Now there's 2 people that live in that town. I guess some people either left or passed away. So I don't know. Is that what they're doing? I just don't know how they can just exhume somebody's body.
Uh,
Hmm,
I guess land trumps bodies. I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
it's weird how you can put one body on your property and you don't have to pay taxes. What? Yet they can take it. Maybe that's why you don't have to pay taxes, because it's like government property. So I don't know. It's weird. It just see. I don't know. I don't know. This world, it just more and more pops up that I don't understand, and I don't want to try to understand. It's like the
Yeah,
more knowledge you have, the more like evil it seems. It's just like, wow, I'm just figuring out everything's just evil. Um, one thing I wanted to ask you before you play the video again.
sure.
Um, it's a about ghost. Um, so like you believe that like dead people can be ghost kind of like do you think they could like go to heaven and come back and like I don't know, give you signs and stuff, kind of be like ghostly,
Visit
but
like a,
not, yeah, but not be like stuck on this earth and
yeah, I believe that wholeheartedly. I also believe that there are spirits that choose to stay. So when you die, this is from what I understand from the information that I have given, I've gotten, and from my research that I've done. After you die, you have 7 days where you're going through your same routine because you don't realize you're dead, right? And then after that, your spiritual guides come and then they talk to you basically and explain things to you that you passed and everything else. You have
why
the
do they
choice.
why
You
do
have
they
a choice.
wait 7 days?
You have, I guess you have to come to a realization of it. I don't know. I didn't ask all the questions. I was just listening and gathering information.
Okay.
Um, but after that is like your spirit's or your soul's choice to move on or to stay on earth. And you can stay on, you can move on whenever you want. You're not stuck. There's no such thing as stuck in a loop. That's energy that gets stuck in. Energy is stuck in a loop. People, human souls are not stuck in a loop. They're never stuck.
So what is the soul if it's not energy?
It is.
Consciousness?
It's a consciousness. Yeah, it's a different density or different level of consciousness.
It's awareness. It's knowing and awareness. It's being able to use your intelligence and use your, because the soul is like the mind, the will, and the emotions, right? So it's your awareness of yourself. It's your awareness of your being, of your sense of self in
Right.
in the world.
And that's the thing. Like you different people have different thoughts. It's just like religion. Like no one ever has the same exact opinion on things, and some are similar, some are not. But from my understanding of it and the information I've gotten from it and the research I've done from it, you can go anywhere you want. Like you are not stuck on Earth. You're not earthbound unless you want to be. You're not. So you can go any which way you want. But once you move on, you can't come back down unless it's just like a visitation type thing. You can't stay. So, like, say somebody moved on to the next.
So you don't believe in reincarnation?
Yeah, I do. But so say my grandmother, for example, she passed on. If she is still earthbound, which she is, then she can go anywhere she wants. If she wants to see me, my dad, whatever, my sisters, whoever. Once she goes on beyond is when she gets reincarnated. But in the period of time from when there's a time period, because they, how do I say it? Our time kind of, I think, moves faster than theirs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the time it takes for us to be kind of like, all right, that minute went by. They're slowly getting into seconds. So I don't believe that they're time bound, basically.
I'd like to think it's time. Like there is no time.
That's what I
Like
mean, time bound. They're not
billions of years could be like a second.
but
You know, like,
it's kind of one of those things that once the soul chooses the next go around or reincarnation, as some people call it, or however you want to explain it, then it's kind of done. They can't come back to visit you. But before they reincarnate, they can. You understand?
so what do you think keeps people here after they die? Like, is it like, do you think traumatic, like, I don't know, car crashes, or like if people like die in like fear and like a real high state of, you know, I don't know, or they're really depressed and do something stupid, you know, like, do you think that plays a part in if they stay, or
I
if
think
they're
it's their choice. I don't think it has to do with a tragedy. I think it's the person's choice. I think
I
their
hope so.
choice to stay is either they've done something they may feel bad about, they want to check up on people. Usually that's what I get. They're checking up on people. Like they want to check up. They're not ready to leave. And some like to just liked living so much. And I know that's hard for some people to believe, but some people actually like to live and
I
like their
guess
life
I don't know.
and have fun with life and stuff like that. And those people, they might not want to go. They might want to watch. People watch. We people watch as living beings. So why wouldn't they people watch? You know what I mean? I think there's different reasons for different souls of why they don't want to go to the next level. But I don't think it's from, some tragedy. I don't think that, I think that, that mindset of if you do something bad, you're stuck on you're earthbound. I don't believe in that. I believe you have the choice. Once you pass, you have a choice to go on to the next stage.
I was just reading Syndicate's comments.
Oh God! Did he call me a dork again? Or did
he
he call
said
me?
he said you won't let him leave if you die.
No, you're fucking stuck here, dude. You're stuck with me. You're stuck. That's it.
So I mean, do you think like how many people though really die like a peaceful death, like of old age in their bed or something, and they're just like ready to go? Like that's not many people I think that happens to. It's usually there's
Why
some
why do you
sickness
not
is
think
tearing
that
them.
happens?
Why would I what?
Why do you if you pass from something. You pass from something. If your body is absolutely perfectly normal, everything's okay, and you're just in the tip top shape of health, you typically don't die unless something's wrong. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Even if you
gonna be
die from old age, you die from something,
some disease. Or...
you know. But I do think, people grow old and pass away. And I think it's more than what people actually its lifespan has grown exponentially. Actually, I think the average lifespan, depending on male or female, is well into the like close to the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like close to 80 years old. So it has grown. life expectancy has grown.
Well, I don't know. Didn't they supposedly live to like 200 or something in the Bible? Or before then or
Yeah, like,
something?
I think Moses lived, or Noah lived 365 years or something.
Yeah. So
Yes,
it's not grown.
but it has though from human existence now, from modern times, it has life expectancy has gotten. I don't know if I'm not a Bible person, meaning I've read the Bible, I know about the Bible, I know the stories of the Bible, I can refute the Bible. I don't believe in the Bible.
Okay.
So I know the Bible's changed. I know all those Mandela effects. I've seen the Bible change. I just don't believe that.
Yeah.
I believe the Bible is fallible because
Yeah.
it's written and edited by
It's a
man.
physical thing
Right.
that can change just like anything else we've seen change.
Right.
So yeah, I'm with you on that. But I mean, I don't know. Let's not get into that. But
No, we're not. But Siri's cracking me up over here.
do you think that like I don't know, like if you live to be old enough and like you're ready to go, do you think that helps you like transcend or because there's something about the little kid ghost that freaks me out the most because I
I don't
want to
like
think
little kid ghosts either.
I,
I've encountered a couple of them. I don't like them. I don't like little kid ghosts. I never like little kid ghosts. They're
I,
not.
I want to believe if you're a little kid and you don't know any better, you're gonna go to heaven or whatever, like especially like a baby. Like, how many is there baby ghosts? I mean, people have heard babies crying, so I don't know, and I don't like it in any of it. None of it's real. I'm just gonna push it away in the back of my mind. It's all fake. Nope.
Christian's like it's not real. It's not real.
Nope.
If I cover
On a,
my
on a
eyes,
on a weird side note, Cy, which has nothing to do with everything we're talking about right now.
Hmm?
I picked up playing this game, right? That I just found on Google or whatever, on Google Play. It's kind of weird because one of the armies that's fighting is called Berenstain. Like I'm not even like I'm reading it. I'm like, what? Like it's Berenstain in the game, like spelled out the way we know it used to be in the video game. So it's
Well,
kind of odd
it
that
is
a
a
video
name.
game,
I mean, it is a Jewish name, I guess.
right? But isn't it strange that the machine or whatever this is, whatever the machine aspect of our reality is, takes things from what we talk about sometimes
Mhm.
and then takes it into the video games world.
Happens to me all the time.
It does,
Whether it be a
dude.
video game or a movie or just somebody in passing talking about it, it's synchronicities are all every time, all the time. I can't even keep track of them.
There is a ton of synchronicities in this reality. There is a lot of synchronicities. I like almost to where you can't help but to notice it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it happens so much that you can't really not notice it. If you're not noticing it, then you definitely don't know anything about that stuff. But if you notice it, like if it's so they're so close together, like
We were
it's
talking about the peace symbol. Me and my friend Bongholio, we were talking about the peace symbol and how, like, I don't know, people remember it being upside down, and I don't know. He said something about it being used as a symbol. It was like I can't even remember now. It was um radioactive. It was like campaign for nuclear. And you know how like the nuclear is kind of like a peace symbol. It's like three different. Anyways, we were talking about that and how like it looked like and then like we were watching a movie like an hour later, and there was like in a movie. We were like, what the heck? There was just a poster on the wall, and he's like, I've seen this movie before. I don't remember ever seeing that poster, and it was just like right there. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some. I mean, the synchronicities are weird. Everything about this sometimes, like you just sit there and you look.
It's very dreamlike. It really makes you feel like you're kind of dreaming. And then I don't know, when you have a dream, like I love how like exploratory dreams can be, and like I can have so much fun in them. But then other times, especially I have this muscle relaxer that I take sometimes that really just knocks me out. But it gave me the worst dream ever. And I know it was because I was taking that. And I don't even want to talk about it. It was so like, ugh. And then, but I don't know. It seems so real. Everything seems so real. And it's like, why don't we don't even question it when we're in a dream? Like, do we question that this life is not? Well, yeah, we do, but still can't really like wake up from it. The only waking up is going to sleep.
No, life's kind of a dream, man. You know, it is. We are, when we come here, we come into kind of a dreamlike state, and
so consistent.
Really,
the time.
There was a movie called Waking Life back in.
Oh, that is amazing! I've been trying to tell Prelim to watch it for like years now. I don't think he's.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
He's got to watch it, man.
Yeah, it's
that was the movie from my time period on Earth.
People, what it's about?
What's that?
What is it about?
It's different. It's a dream, like within a dream. Like the dude doesn't know if he's dreaming or awake the whole entire time. So like,
I think he's dead. I think he died.
He doesn't know if he's dead. He doesn't know if he's dreaming. He doesn't know if he's alive. He doesn't, like, you go through it and you still don't know at the end of the movie. Like, that's all I'll say about it if you're going to watch it, Si. You just don't know.
The animation is really trippy. It'll almost make you seasick because it's just everything's always moving like you're on mushrooms or something. It's trippy.
Well, it was a new kind of animation they created.
He's just walking around town and he's talking to all these different people, and everybody he talks to like has some philosophical thing to talk about, and that has to do with life and dreaming, and it's an amazing movie. Anybody that hasn't watched it, go find it.
And you don't know really like what really happened throughout the thing. You don't know if it's all a dream. You, like I said, you don't know if he actually fell asleep. You don't know if he died. Like, you just gotta watch it. It's And then there's a movie I just watched. I just sent it to Si last night called what is it? What did I just send you last night, Si? It was a movie I sent you.
I forget the name of it. Oh, shit.
It's good because you're watching it and you don't know if it was good. I was like, I'm wondering the whole time. You got to watch it. It's about this guy. I'll find the name of it here right now. Give me a second. It's Safety Not Guaranteed or something. Safety Not Guaranteed, or let's see.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
No, I want to see that because I think that's about the reality we're living in anyway.
That one was silly, but I kind
of it looks stupid silly, but no. This was like in 2000.
Safety Not Guaranteed.
Yeah, I think it's what it's called. I watched it last night. Let's see. I'm looking it
Oh
up.
yeah, 2012. I remember this movie.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I need to see it again.
Dude, it is called Safety Not Guaranteed, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to
So
remember.
safety not guaranteed. And what was the name of that other one?
Waking Life.
Oh yeah, check out
Waking
Waking
Life.
Life. Yeah.
And Obsession. That's the other one you sent me, or you told me to check out.
Yeah, it's a crazy horror movie.
Did you guys watch the new Alien Disclosure Day?
No.
That was trippy, cause well, it like takes place in Kentucky, and I don't know why. Like the cardinal is our state bird, and I gotta watch it again, but there I don't know. I feel like it was kind of propaganda, leaning towards like, oh, the aliens are good and they're like our creators, and like I don't know if it really ever said that, but it did kind of like point to like throwing away religion.
That's an Anunnaki legend. That's where it comes from.
All right,
You
guys.
know
I
about
have.
the Anunnaki?
Hey,
Yeah.
guys, listen to me for a second. I got to switch devices. So if you get booted off, please come back up. I'm not ending the stream. So, chat, just stay where you are. I'm just changing devices. So sometimes it goes very well, sometimes it doesn't. But we won't be able to finish the video. I will finish it next time.
Okay.
Okay.
Changing to ISIS? Is that what she said?
No, changing devices, not to
Oh,
ISIS.
devices.
Oh
Oh,
my God.
okay.
No, God, not terrorist. Not terrorist. God.
I was like, did
Just
I hear that
changing
right?
devices.
Gotcha.
All right. I got to change over to my phone. So just, you guys can talk because you guys will still
Cool.
be on, but I might disappear and come back.
All right. Well, hopefully we stay on stream. No, Waking Life was one of those movies I watched over and over.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Naked Lunch?
Oh, that is a diet. Yeah, once. Yeah. With the
Dude,
like
I watched the crap. I had a tape.
the
I
typewriter.
had the tape of it, dude. Because
Wait.
David Lynch, I didn't know David Lynch passed, man. I didn't know he left. It sucks. I didn't know he died in the last couple of years.
I just watched it a couple years ago. I didn't know he
Yeah,
died.
he always did a lot of crazy shit, dude.
That was a trippy movie.
Dude, Naked Lunch is William S. Burroughs. It's a book that was written back in the 50s or 60s. He was in the Jack Kerouac era, dude. Like, have you ever read Kerouac?
No, I'm not a big reader.
On the Road, Dharma Bums, fucking. There's other ones. He just was like, dude, he was just like a traveler, dude, and partied and shit. But it sucked because he died as like an alcoholic, man. Like, he's a brilliant writer, man. And I don't know, his writing was so, I don't know, it's just beyond what we have today, dude. Like,
Is everyone
him
still
and
here?
Charles Bukowski and Ginsburg, you know, dude, like, I don't know. And Thomas Merton was a monk at the time. Like, those were the writers I liked from back in the day,
You're
dude.
really low.
What's that?
I can't do anything about.
Am I what? Muddled?
No. Golden
David.
Sai is back.
David, can you hear
Oh,
me?
cool.
David,
So,
can
like,
you hear me?
Kerouac, but Naked Lunch, dude, was William S.
Crunch,
Burroughs.
tell
And, like,
David to go out and come back in.
that movie, Cronenberg was that Cronenberg or Lynch? Maybe it was Cronenberg who did that.
But Golden Sai is talking, and I guess you can't hear her. So
I can't hear you, Sai.
She said to leave and come back.
All right, I'll come back. Peace out.
All right.
It happens sometimes. Sometimes it's a smooth transition, and sometimes it's not so smooth.
It's weird that I could hear you, but he can't.
Yeah, it's StreamYard. It's really bizarre that.
I'm done with StreamYard. I think I'm gonna use
Well,
Restream.
you've been done with StreamYard for a while now. I know you've been
Well,
on.
how many times I've tried to put the link in on the and it won't post the link. Um, that's just one of the biggest things. It's like, well, what's the point in that? And then, um, I don't know, where you only get like 20 hours a month or something for free. So,
Yeah, but 20 hours is a long time, dude. I do not go through all 20 hours sometimes. Most 90% of the time, I don't go through 20 hours because 20 hours is a long time. If you're doing
yeah.
a stream like once a day, or hey, Michael Fontaine, how you doing? Hope the grandbaby's doing good. Um, so you don't usually go through it. I've tried. Well, of course, I've done real stream when I'm on. Isn't that what you use? Crunch.
Michael Fontaine. Did you
Yeah,
say Michael Fontaine?
yeah, in the studio.
Hey, how's it going?
Um,
I, what was his name? I used to always say that. I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually talked to him, but I know his name.
Mike's cool. He's a cool guy. But you use Realstream, right?
Restream, yeah.
Restream. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's
Um,
unlimited.
I like that one. I've been on that on your channel. But I also tried a new one that I never used before with another stream.
Hebrew. That's what I know his name from.
Oh,
Sorry.
Hebrew. So I know like he another stream I go on sometimes. Uh, Ricky's he uses a different one, and I don't like that one. I don't like it because you can't see chat. Like there's no seeing chat in that one.
I don't know which one that is.
I'll type when I find out which one it is. I'll send it to you in Discord. I'll tell you about in Discord. I'll let you know. But it's one of the ones like it works pretty well. It has good audio, good visual, and but it does not allow you to see the chat.
Um, we should watch a movie or something sometime on Discord.
Yeah, we could do that. We could definitely do that.
That'd be cool.
We're doing a movie night, Si.
I
Yeah,
can do a movie night. I
we
have to
should
figure
set that
out
up.
when. The last movie night was the Mandela Effect movie, which is Mandela Affected, which is fun, kind of funny in itself.
Oh, how
But
was it Mandela affected?
do you remember the glass of wine and the glass falls and breaks?
In the movie, there's a glass of wine.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, that sounds familiar.
it's no longer there.
The
There's no
scene's
glass of wine.
completely cut out.
This, it's gone. It's gone, gone.
Yeah, I remember. Like the main character knocks it over, right?
Yeah,
Or am I? Yeah,
the dude knocks it over,
it's just
and
gone.
it's gone. No glass of wine on the counter that falls and breaks. The coffee cup breaks when she
Huh.
throws it, of course, but um, and the glass that he's holding when he finds out. Spoiler alert for people who haven't watched it. That finds out the other dude died or is no longer in existence. But I have real concerns with that movie because I've been watching because I watch people, right? And people watch her in not creepy way, but just watch people and their behaviors. The behavior of that child in that movie is not normal. It's completely abnormal. Completely abnormal. So when you guys watch it, watch the behavior of the child. Abnormal, completely abnormal.
Even as an actor,
Is it? I
Not
when
as an actor, as a character.
I remember kind of thinking like she might be an NPC. Is
Yeah,
that?
it's yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting at, like that NPC vibe, and I don't use that term typically, but that here but not here vibe, I get that. I get something's up with her, and I
I
think if
don't
they do
know.
a second Mandela Effect movie, they need to enter in with that. They need to enter in slowly with that.
I don't know. All kids are kind of like just in the moment, you know? They're not really like
Dude,
thinking.
like she's like her mother. She's when a kid sees their parent scared, they usually react scared
Yeah,
themselves,
yeah.
and she does not in that movie at whatsoever.
Hmm.
And it's not an acting thing, and it's not the actress herself. It is how they wrote it.
Like,
Like they wrote it like that, and I think they did that on purpose.
I was
I
gonna
really do.
watch it last year, but I didn't get anybody to watch it with me. Cause I mean, I've seen it like when it came out. Like I don't know when was that, 2020 or something like that. But I don't know. The whole like it had to do with like CERN or quantum computers, right?
Mhm.
That kind of I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think that's like? Do you think it's a technological thing that's causing it, or do you think it's a more spiritual?
Actually, me and David, we just had this conversation last week. I don't think it is a computer doing it. I think it is something making computers do it. So I think
Okay.
it's like a supernatural thing. I think it's supernatural because it's trippy when you just think of something and I know I've said this a lot, but it does trip me out sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes it's a little weird. It kind of when
It's
you
very
just think
fast.
something, when you think something, but not
Mhm.
say it to anybody,
Mhm.
and it shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like on the computer, like you're like, say, I'm thinking of, I don't know, a hat. And I don't tell anybody. It's just something that popped in my head. I'm like thinking of a hat. And that exact hat shows up like on for sale somewhere on
Mhm.
Facebook or on social media somewhere. It's trippy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's even more trippy when you see it in real life.
Well, I've seen it in real life too. It's not that I
Yeah.
haven't seen it in real life. I don't talk about a lot of that stuff. I try to be positive and think of the positive things,
Well,
not
what's the
not
negative about
trying.
it?
Well, like somebody's reading. People come up with different theories. There's so many different theories. It's unreal. And
I mean, it's a
the
little
end
scary.
time theories are all out there. I'm not one of those people though. I don't think this is the end times or the end all be all. I think they've been saying that so long that it's programmed into us to just say, you know what I mean? But I don't think that's the case whatsoever.
Yeah, but I mean, eventually we do have to move on, right? I mean,
Well,
that's the
eventually people do, yes, but the earth will always be here.
yeah.
What version of the earth? That's a different story. But what reality is here is different. But
That's it's so weird about like the time. It's like we know everything can change here, but yet we still get older, although we don't want, and we get diseases and and time just like degrades things and um what's the word it I can't think of the word, but we eventually just get old and die. But like, why are we stuck in like a certain timeline? It's like if I could go back in time and like redo things, I would make a lot different choices. I would think, you know, um,
I'll have
but
to find a
we
way
can't.
to show. Curse suggests the history of time travel, and I really like that movie. I watched that movie a couple months ago, and I really liked that movie a lot.
What is it?
The history of time travel,
Oh, okay. Check that out.
and it's kind of like it's almost on the butterfly effect type thing, which I've seen all the butterfly effects, all one, two, and three, and I think four, because they just don't stop making stuff nowadays. But
I thought it
I
ended
do.
at the second one. I didn't know they made four of them.
They made three of them at least. I've seen the third one, and it wasn't that great, to be honest with you. It wasn't
they
that
made
great.
3.
Yeah,
Are you for real?
three butterfly effects. Yeah, because
They
you
only
get
needed to make 1. That was enough.
the
It
the
was, it
first
was a
and
good
second one.
standalone film.
The first and second one you have to buy off of Amazon, but the third one's free on Amazon. Just to let people know if you have Amazon. Butterfly Effect 3 is on for free, or at least it was months ago. But I do want to touch with tomorrow's topic. I'm interested in talking about kind of like white noise, that kind of thing, like spirits communicating through devices and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd like to talk about that tomorrow. So just for people that are here, if you guys are interested, please show up. If you have
Yeah.
any videos that you want to share, you can share them or just send them to me in my email, which should be
Yeah.
in my
I'll find
description.
this guy that I used to watch around like 2018 to around then. He I guess made an app that like scanned through radio channels like that, and he would pick up all kinds of, but it got so ridiculous where he was talking to celebrities like Michael Jackson and then things like that. And I was like, I don't think you're actually talking to Michael Jackson, but
I
you're,
saw that guy. I think I saw that guy actually.
you're talking to
And
somebody, but I don't think it's Michael Jackson.
yeah, I think I saw that guy. He was like, he went a little crazy with it.
Steve Huff. Does that?
I've-
I think that was his name. Have you heard of that guy?
It might have been. I don't know who
Huff
sent it to me.
Paranormal. Yeah.
Huff Paranormal, I think. But he said that he was talking to somebody. And I was like, you are not talking. The Michael Jackson thing kind of jogged my
Yeah.
memory. I was like, you are not talking to Michael Jackson. You are not talking to Michael Jackson. Okay, let's just stop.
It's just I don't know, and like I believe like there is entities you can talk to in that way, but I don't know when somebody has a YouTube channel and like that becomes their entire identity and like their source of income and everything, and they like know like, oh well, this is going to get more views than they do it. I don't know. I'm not saying it's fake, but I just don't think it's actually Michael Jackson or whoever.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. I don't, and that's just I believe in this ever changing reality that we have, which is ever changing. I've seen it change. Other people have seen change too. Mandela effects, everything. You have to have some grounding. You have to have some like you can't get all out in there kind of deal.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Um, hey guys, do me a favor, take a minute to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, and that way, I'm the queen of pop-ups. Never know when I'm going on, but I usually am on Fridays. For those who are lurking, you can check me out Fridays. Unless life gets lifing, I'm on.
So where do you think this goes, Cy? I think we've had this
What?
conversation. Well, we grew up in a reality. Okay. You did, I did, Crunchy did, other people on the stream did, Prelim, whoever else. Where the Mandela effect was not a terminology, was probably possibly happening. So we know it's been going on for centuries, whatever it is. Why ever things change, we don't know. Why little things just get tweaked and changed, and we don't know. So now we have a mainstream that have reduced that thing, that conscious reality, to logo changes, right? Like that's, you just type it in and most of the time that's all that's going to come up is just like, this logo change, Kit Kat change, the dude doesn't have it, Curious George doesn't have his tail anymore, blah, 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 blah. But the real aspects of it is people changes, people having children that they never had on the other earth. Like that's the real effect. That's really what happened. That's why we all went, what the fuck? because
I've never known anybody to just have a kid. They wake up the next day. I mean, unless it's one they didn't know.
But that's what happened with Blackbeard. Blackbeard
Really?
had a child. Yeah, dude, he had a child disappear.
Oh, he had a child and then he didn't?
Yeah. And
He
then
he had a kid, and the kid no longer exists in this reality.
changing Matrix, the same thing. Her husband changed overnight, and then he had a child that he never had. So,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. So,
I've
and then
actually
another
played some.
dude,
I've
another
played some of Changing Matrix stuff. So check them
cool.
out, and you can see. But they've had different, like family members that were dead that are no longer dead. That was
Yeah, there were that's the real effect. Is like there was K. Royer Brown. He was around for a while. He's an older dude, and he talked about it. He hasn't done anything for like 2 years or 3 years. But he had a friend where her friend came back from the dead. And he had died years ago, and then he came back. So there's so much more to this than just the Bible's changing. So like or geography changes, or now has anybody seen the Rainbow Mountains? We've only been told about them. But has anybody actually seen them?
I have not seen them in person now.
Exactly.
They're not as pretty as like they look in pictures. It's just
Have you seen them, Crunchy?
My parents went and took pictures of it. So I seen pictures my parents took. But what they took is not like what I've seen online. It's I don't know, looks like sand layers. I mean, it's still cool.
So it is real. So they are
Yeah,
on
it's
there.
a real thing. It's just it wasn't like colorful. It was just kind of like layers of different sediment, and why those different layers laid like that and different. That's a I don't know question of I don't know mud flood or something like that or different floods over different times. I don't know. It's pretty
So
cool. Yeah.
yeah. So my point is like we're living in a constructed reality that has changed absolutely everything that we lived in. So like where do we go from here? You see what I'm saying? Like
Right, that's
because
what I've been
our
saying for
history
years.
has been changed. I know it was lion and the lamb in the Bible. I don't care how many stupid Google things and stupid fucking shits on the internet about how it never was. I know it was. I have evidence in a magazine that it was. So it's like the point is how many times has this happened?
I actually heard, I don't know which show it was, but I was watching a show this week, and I'm not sure what the show was, but they actually referenced something similar. They're like, the wolf doesn't lay, or the lamb doesn't lay with the wolf because it's food for the wolf. And I was like, well, why the fuck is that in there? Because it wasn't like a biblical thing. They weren't talking about Mandela effects, but it just kind of like moved its way in there. Like
Right?
it was just a reference out of nowhere. And I forget which show it was, but I think it was a reality show actually, and they were talking about it. And I was like, but they weren't talking about Mandela effects or Bible changes or anything like that. But they just said that one specific thing. And I'm like, because you catch on once you're around the block with the Mandela effect, you start catching on to shit a lot quicker. You're kind of like,
Right?
oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. But I do agree with you, David, that the Mandela effect isn't logos and it isn't, you know, it's about all the other stuff, the stuff that actually affects us, like the stuff that we are affected by. Where no one is. I miss Kit Kat with the dash. Kit Kat had a fucking dash. If Sirius were here, he'd tell me to
Yeah.
shut up about Kit Kat. But I do miss, but it doesn't affect me. It's not here or there. But a loved one changing and stuff like that does affect me. You know what I'm saying? Because it affects my relationship with them, how I feel, what they do, and stuff like that. Or, a kid appearing that was never there before. That's
Yeah.
definitely,
It's not like specifically that dash on the Kit Kat. It's the connection you had to that time and all the people and
See, those little things don't matter that much because it's like, okay, yeah, I know it had a dash. Oh well. That's, it's neither here nor there. It just shows that we were in a timeline where it had a dash.
right.
We were in a timeline where Curious George had a tail. We were in a timeline where Berenstein Bears existed. We were in a reality where that all existed. Just like Grinch Night never existed until 2007 in my reality. So somehow
yeah,
in
we would have
2000,
heard about that. That is
dude,
weird.
I know it didn't exist. And dude, it showed up in my life in 2007 out of nowhere. Like I bought, because I bought all the Dr. Seuss shit. Like I had a kid around that time.
It would have been on
And
TV. They always
it,
played
dude, it
those.
would have been on TV. Dude, we would have seen it.
Yeah.
Now it has Emmys and it was always on TV and blah. Now it wasn't.
No.
It was never on TV. I never saw it. It never was on TV. It never was in the library that I went to get all the Dr. Seuss cartoons when I was young. So, like, when at some point in our lifetime, this started happening. At some point, these things started to get inserted into our lives and we didn't notice. So, like, when Grinch Night showed up in my reality, I was like, well, that's weird. I've never seen this. Where the hell did it come from? You know what I mean? Like, I saw it in 2007 for the first time, but it showed up. I ordered it off Amazon, dude. Like, I was ordering cartoons off Amazon, and there it was. It's not, there's no simple explanation. Like, I didn't flip timelines, I didn't go into a reality where it just was there. And all of a sudden in my life, it was never there, and now it is. So it's like somewhere in our lifetime, things started doing this. That Shazam disappeared from Sinbad and wasn't ever here anymore.
That's
That
like
Grinch Night appeared in my reality, and then things, the Bible's had unicorns in it now, and like the list goes
yeah.
on.
I mean, I would believe dragons over unicorns more. I don't know, but yeah, it has dragons, unicorns, and I don't know. The what was I gonna say? Oh,
But
you just
but
mentioned something. I
1
forgot.
second. But here's the thing. It's like that stuff isn't what actually affects us. What affects us is when it hits to our personal life, when it hits home, when kids show up or disappear, that we're there, we're not there. That's the stuff. When you notice a change in grandma, grandpa, or mom and dad, or sister, brother, whatever, or even friends, when you remember something and you know it happened and it was a memory you had with somebody else and they have no recollection of that memory, like that memory did not exist in their reality, and it's not Alzheimer's or dementia or anything like that because these people are too young for that. So it's like it's just saying, "Hey, remember when we did this?" or "Remember when you used to play baseball?" And they're like, "Oh, I never played baseball." Or
Yeah.
"Remember when, um, you know,
That's weird. I hate that feeling. You feel like alienated from them. It's like,
yeah, you feel like the connection's not there.
yeah.
Like the connection there, everybody, whenever, it doesn't matter if it's a friend or family member, you have a bond, and there's like some type of bond that connects you. And then when they're a totally different person because the stuff that happened in the past didn't happen to them, it's like, okay, well, who was I doing that with then? Who was I doing that with? And where are they? You know what I'm saying? Where are they? Where did they go? and or where's the person, that I bonded with over this stuff, and they're no longer there. And that's the hard part. That's when the Mandela effect hits you. That's when it's like no longer about logos and books and movies and songs. It becomes, it's personal. It's personal to you, and that's hard to deal with. And some people, you know, everybody, I think the main thing is to go through this. How do I deal with it? How do I deal with it? How do I deal with the fact I have a whole different memory bank than they do? Like the things that mattered to us and how we bonded and moments that we shared together are no longer in existence to them. So how do I deal with that? And how do I reconnect? Do you know what I'm saying? And I think
Just
that's
move on, make new memories, and
it's not as
I
easy
don't
as you
know.
think it is. It's
I'm
not
not.
as
I'm not
easy.
saying it is. I mean, that's
It's really
just
not.
what I. I don't know. I just.
Well,
I
it's not that easy because the individual is not who they were.
yeah.
So
Right.
it's like they're not the people you knew.
You
We're
might be
not the people they knew. That's
true.
another. I mean, I've had people tell me I've changed, and I'm like, okay, I don't know. I don't realize. I've still always thought I was the same person, but I mean, I realized I've changed in ways from things that have happened to me. I mean, this whole Mandela effect has changed me and the way I could see the world, and but we don't ever feel like we never notice it. Like, how long did it take us to notice that the sun was white? Like, did it just happen overnight, or was it a gradual thing until like we realized, like, wow, it's really hot? Everybody I talk to, the sun, that even the plants, like, they don't like full sun anymore. Any plant that used to like full sun cannot handle it. uh, I don't know. Did it happen overnight, or was it a gradual thing? That's
It all depends on who you ask. To me, it was gradual, and then it was in your face, and you couldn't fucking ignore it. Like there's little things that you walk around and you're like, that's a little different, right? That shadow is not hitting right, right, right. Like that used to be more shadowy than it is right now. Or
mm,
wait a second, where's the hue to that used to be there and it's no longer there? So I noticed those little things, but when I really noticed it was a white sun, I was kind of like, what happened to the sun? Like, what happened to it? Where did it go? What did who
and
did it like?
when I first like switched over or whatever, whenever I became the crazy one that was like talking about Mandela effects and the sun and all that, I was really crazy, like, to most people. Like, I could not talk about it. Now I can talk about it, like, and it's little things like how hot it is. You like it didn't used to like my parents are waking up, I guess. I think everybody is slowly, to their own, and it's hard to be like, okay, well, what are we waking up to? Because even us here, like 10 years of Mandela effect and stuff, we still don't really know what's going on. But I see more and more people like seeing the chemtrails um or the sun, or
Well, that's
even if
see,
even if they're not like awake to like certain Mandela effects. What did you just say?
Oh,
That's it.
nothing.
Then no, I was saying, see, that's a thing. So
You did say something though. You said
yeah, I
something's
I
dead.
said it. I didn't say any. Nothing's dead. And I didn't hear that at all.
I heard he's dead or something. That was a weird tone of voice you had, David.
Was it from my end or was it David? What male
A
or
car
female?
was going by, and then he said nothing. So never mind.
Okay. Um, but like the Mandela effect for my husband is really Smokey the Bear, and here's where it like tries to fuck with people, cause that, and I know I told David this before, but you guys, it played it 5 times in a row. It played the commercial on TV 5 times in a row.
Smokey the Bear. I know the
It
song.
played only you can prevent wildfires, and it's
It,
pissing my husband off because he's
it
like
was forest
forest
fires, wasn't it?
fires. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was forest fires. So he's like screaming in the living room. It's not fucking wildfires. It's fucking forest fires. Right?
Forest.
He's yelling it at the TV, and then it plays it again. Only you can prevent wildfire. He's like, it's not fucking. They played this on TV like 5 times in a
It's
row.
almost like the reality wants to drive us crazy. Like it's trying to get our attention or something. Or
Yeah,
or
it
it wants to
is.
drive us crazy.
I
It
sent
does.
you a Smokey the Bear thing. Did you get that, Si?
I haven't checked email yet. I just actually
There's
went through my
there's a
list for.
weird group on my fake book that they're I I removed myself from it because it's not really the Mandela effect group. It's people who don't really who mock it. But some of the shit they post is real from what things used to be. And there was a Smokey the Bear book. And I know it wasn't AI, it was real.
So what is this group like trying to say that the Mandela effect didn't happen?
I was in it for a hot minute and I just cut out because I was tired of it. You like basically it's full of people just mocking the whole thing. So people are posting in it and they're saying, no, this is what things used to be. But then half the people there are just there to be little shysters.
Are you talking about the Reddit?
No, it's on Facebook.
Oh. Yeah, the
So
Mandela Effect Reddit is just full of trolls now too. It's ridiculous.
so nobody's really there to really explore it. It's just full of people just mocking everything and just being little assholes. So I was just like, I don't have time for this, man. I'm not going to argue with people about crap. I'm just
Well,
like,
that's the
so this
thing.
is your
They
guys'
have to.
shtick. Like, you guys are just assholes to people because you got nothing better to do. Like, I'm just like, dude, I don't have time to argue with people about it.
Yeah,
And
it's like, why do they care so much if they don't even believe in it?
exactly.
And
Like,
then
why?
it's almost like they're like agents of the fucking reality or something.
Agents of the reality.
Like
Well, no, it's
seriously,
just
like
because
how do you put so much time into following this thing just to tell people they're stupid? Like you wouldn't. You would just give up and move on. Like I don't know. I guess it's
Or like
fun.
you said before, why would they even care? Like, why do you even care? If you don't
Yeah.
believe in the Mandela effect, why do you even care?
Move on.
Like,
Why are you here?
yeah, why bother? Why does it have to be a thing for you? If you don't believe in it anyway, then just leave it alone. Like, let people believe what the hell they want to believe. You know what I mean? Kind of deal. And
well, I think there's people with mentalities that are just afraid of shit they don't understand. So they have to maintain their sense of what we're living in as real. They have to mock it. They have to find a way to dismiss something that none of us understand. Because none of us understand it. There's no you get 20 people in the room that all have observed it, and you're going to get a slightly different perception on it. And depending on your belief structure or what you perceive as reality here in the first place is depending on what you will say about it. So it's like, but the people that mock it or are just assholes about whatever they don't understand. And it's either there's the religious who mock it in a different way because they don't want to accept that their Bibles have changed, or it's the just people in societal structure who are like, no, it's dumb, it's not real, man. And it's like, dude, it happened. There's millions of people who know that it happened. So it's like, you know, on solely in logic and reason, if you all saw an accident, it would be like somebody coming along and saying, no, that accident just didn't happen. And you got 30 people all seeing the accident happen. Well, everybody's going to see the accident and they're all going to see it slightly differently. And then they're like the people that go, no, the accident didn't happen. It never really happened. It didn't happen. That's not happening. It never happened. And that's what they do. And it's like, no, well, I know it happened. I just saw it.
I just
and
remembered.
They're like, no. It's like, shut up, man.
I just remembered you mentioned Shazam earlier, and I was gonna say that is like the only Mandela effect that doesn't affect me. I don't remember it. Never saw it. I saw Kazam. Don't remember Shazam at all. I don't know. Just didn't exist in my reality. I'm not saying, I'm not gonna say somebody it didn't exist for them, but
Right.
maybe it existed and I just never saw it. But I don't remember.
I
It at all.
remember it being around because I never saw it. I was about 14, so I wasn't that concerned with seeing it. But I do remember seeing it on TV and seeing commercials. And then Shaq's one came out a couple months later, like 6 months later.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I
why
would
are they
remember that.
remaking this? I was
'Cause I
like,
saw
why
all
are
the
they
shit.
doing this again? Like, I was like, why did they just make another one? Why are they making the same movie with a different dude? So in the
It
world I
wasn't the
came
same
from,
movie. It wasn't the same movie though. That's the thing.
no, but
So, like
it,
Pretty close.
Shazam, and the one, no, it was actually different. It was pretty.
They're
So
both genies, right?
it wasn't the same. No, it's like if you see Jumanji and the new Jumanji and the old Jumanji, they're not the same. They may be the
No,
same
yeah.
premise, but they're not the same.
Yeah.
So it's like
You would
it was.
definitely know the difference. Like if
You
you
definitely know the difference. Yes. So I had bought Shazam on VHS when I was young because I liked the movie because I knew of, why can't I think of his freaking name now?
Sinbad.
Sinbad. I knew Sinbad because he was always on Showtime at the Apollo late at night, and he was on the, I guess you could say, the sister show, A Different World, and he was on different things that were in my wheelhouse that I used to watch. So I wasn't a fan of basketball. So the whole Shaq thing, I like Shaq now, especially when he does the general commercials. They're funny. But it's like I wasn't a big Shaq fan when I was younger, but I was a big Sinbad fan from the 80s.
Hmm.
Showtime at the Apollo, everything else.
See, I was opposite.
I
I was a Shaq fan. I watched all Shaq's movies and basketball games, whatnot, and really didn't. I think I seen one movie with Sinbad in it. I didn't really know who he was, and so
like Sinbad was the shit, like back in the day. Like
yeah, he was.
before I guess you could say
I think you guys are a
the
little older than me. I think.
right, before the Will Smith era, it was Sinbad. It was
Nah.
Sinbad. Like, you know who Bernie Mac is, right? I'm hoping.
Yeah.
All right. So Sinbad was like the Bernie Mac of my younger years. Like Bernie wasn't around then. You know what I'm saying? So it was like boom. He was up there with Eddie Murphy. He was up there with a lot of them. Like I can forget the other guy's name, but um, he was a big, huge comedian. He did stand up, tons of stand ups, Showtime at the Apollo. He did everything. So when that movie came out, it wasn't like, oh, well, I guess we'll go see it. It was like, Sinbad's in that shit. That's just gonna be good. Like, it was that hyped. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's how I know like it existed, other than the fact I owned it. But people that don't even know who Sinbad is, or haven't seen him a lot, or wasn't, younger in the 80s, they probably don't even know who Sinbad is or what his stand up used to be. And now he has
Yeah.
been retired for many, many decades.
Yeah. See, I was like a '90s kid, so
I mean, I came on the cusp of him being pretty popular because I was born in '81.
Right.
So, I mean, like, I know that movie existed because I was becoming a teenager when it happened. So it was like, but I was like, I don't want to go see it. I'd rather go see like Beavis and Butthead Do America or some crap. Like, because it wasn't around the same exact time, but that's what I'm saying is my mentalities was I'd rather go see Pulp Fiction, or I'd rather see like Akira or something like that, because I think it was around the time when I was in junior high. So
I think when Pulp Fiction came out, I think I was in high school. So this Sinbad, I was probably about 8 or 9. The Sinbad movie, I was a lot younger. So it was like, it was hyped up. It was big hype. It was, because the 80s had just come off of Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was newer and popular in the 80s. So, hey, this was like another type of Eddie Murphy type movie, but just with Sinbad. And it's big. But does it affect me? Like, I know it existed. I owned it. But it doesn't have an effect on me.
wasn't it 93 when it came out?
I don't know.
I know it was around that time because, like I said, I was like 12 or 13.
I think it was before 93.
It wasn't 91.
Prelim said 94.
I thought it was 93.
Because
I thought it was around like 93 because I was, like I said, like 12 or 13. So I was like, I was like, no.
I would think I was born 86, so I would have been like 8, 9. I think I would have remembered it, but for some reason I have no memory of it.
Yeah, I think it was before 94. Prelim, not disagreeing with you, get you upset, but I think it was before 94.
You guys seen?
I know. I thought it was 93. For me, it was 92 or 93. Because
you guys have seen the videos of him talking about it, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, he's got a couple of videos. One he just straight up says no, it was never made, and blah blah blah. Then the second video I seen of him, he says, "Oh yeah, I did make it, but I was really high on crack, and I don't know." He just tries to make fun of it.
No, he mocks it. He totally
He's like, yeah, they offered me like $100 to do this movie, and I was like, yeah, give me a rock or something. It was, I don't know. So I don't know, man. It's weird. I have like, I don't know, like you were saying, like that's a kind of like the media thing, Kit Kat or whatever.
Well, you see the people who run this place. Okay, they use all the people in Hollywood. They use all those people to direct our lives.
What do you think? They're just like become soulless shells? Like they sold their soul to be able to.
They're part of the way that our lives were controlled, man. Like, think about it. Like, when you're young, you watch these movies, you put these people on pedestals. You know, not everybody does, but like, we really thought, Harrison Ford was the dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Batman.
Like,
Harrison Ford was the dude.
I mean, he is, but like, you know what I mean? Like, we as kids all watched these celebrities and watched these movies, and they were a part of our lives.
Yeah.
They were our spectrum of what life should be. We were like, ah, man, we'll go see Dazed and Confused because this dude and this dude and this dude was in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like now we're all going, wait a second. They're all mocking all of us and being used to tell us there's no tea in Skechers. It's like, yeah, there is.
Oh my goodness! What
You
a
know what I'm
troll
like?
was. I hated that, dude. That is the biggest troll I've ever seen about the Mandela effect.
So we watched all these movies, and all these people came into our lives that we didn't know. And then you go down the rabbit hole and you find out nothing you see is real. Nothing you see on the screen. These people are not what they say they are. None of them are. None of them are. And so we've been watching them our whole lives, and it's all an appearance.
Yeah, it
They
is.
live
Like,
double lives. We don't know what their lives are really like because it's all a front.
But still, that's easier to accept than like, I don't know. I lived on this property for like 10 years, and I know there was no gate down at the bottom of this hill. It's just like 50 yards away. There was no gate there. And then I left and went on my own for like 4 years and tried to do the thing, and and then I came back here right at 2020. I mean, I was going through all this crazy 2016 to 2020, and then like I was paralyzed. Well, not paralyzed, but I couldn't walk. I was crippled in 2020, and I needed somewhere to stay, so I moved back in with my parents, and I realized my uncle came over one time, and he was talking about, oh yeah, we remember we went through that gate, and you
hey,
like
1 second. 1 second, Gretchen. Noelle, I see you're backstage. I told you have to email me and I'll set up a time with you. But when we're talking about this stuff, honey, I don't have time to just have a conversation with you. I'm sorry.
but yeah, we had this. He was telling me about this time that like we went through this gate on the four wheeler, and I fell off of the four wheeler, and he was like, yeah. You thought you had like broke your back or something, and I have no memory of this at all. There was not even a gate there. I didn't fall off of the four. I have no idea what you're talking about.
See,
And
that's weird.
and I just
It's
have to accept that, like that's a part of his life about me. But
see,
I
that's
feel
where it
so
gets weird.
separated. I feel so separated because that didn't happen. Did not happen.
It it kind of goes to the thing that like the Twilight Zone episode where Brenda Mitchell posted that on she has a video on that, and like it does seem like that. Like the guy goes up in a rocket, and then when he thinks he's landing on
I know
Earth,
what
he
episode you're talking
lands
about.
on another version of Earth,
Yeah,
and there's a fence.
the parallel. Yeah,
There's a
prelim.
fence in his front yard, and he's like looking at it, and he's like, I didn't put this fence there. Like, he didn't put the fence there, but everybody knows that he doesn't belong there. He knows he doesn't belong there, but nobody knows how he got there. You know what I'm saying?
There's a
So,
movie called Parallel. Sorry, go ahead.
so it's kind of like that Twilight Zone episode when you see the kind of things that change in our reality. Um, that are kind of ever changing. But when I say it kind of wants, when it wants to kind of wake you up, it shoves it in your face. So it's not necessary, just like that Smokey the Bear commercial that played
Mm-hmm.
5 times consecutively back to back 5 times, and my husband's like, it was forest fires, not wildfires.
So
And
it played back 5 times in a row.
yeah, it was 5 times in a row. Like it was back, 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 back. And it's the commercial where this girl's like, now add a little water in and stir and to make sure it's out. And she's like telling campers how to put out their campfires. And she's like, and then goes to only you can prevent wildfires. And my husband every time he's like, it was forest fires. It was forest fires. And it just did it back to back 5 times in a row. And then something wants me, apparently, and David, you know this already, but my TV turns on automatically to Fairly Odd Parents. I don't know why. Have
Often?
no, yeah, like they,
Wow.
what do you think? It does it like almost every night? Almost every night. I'll
Wow.
be watching something on TV and it will flick over and just put Fairly Odd Parents on.
Wow.
It's been doing it for
See,
about a month or two now.
prelims
Uh,
backstage.
Prelim, okay. Hey, prelim.
Hey, prelim.
What up?
Can you
What
hear
up?
us,
What up?
prelim? Prelim, we can't hear you, honey.
Testing. I can't hear
Now
anyone.
you can't hear
us?
anyone.
We can hear you fine.
I have no audio.
Crap. Come.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you guys at all.
I can hear you.
I'm checking what it could be.
So, what do you think? What is it about the Fairly Odd Parents? What is it about this
I have
entity that
no idea. It just
wants to
flicks
watch it?
on. It wants to watch it, and once it's on, I just leave it on sometimes and walk
It's
around
not
my
a bad
house.
cartoon. I wouldn't mind
It's
that.
not. I like. Well, the weird thing is, I was talking to Kirst, and I have nephews that are like in their late 20s, and one's 30. So I used to watch Fairly Odd Parents with
Dang
them
it.
when they were kids. So I'm like, okay. And I was talking about it to Kirst because he was surprised I knew what Dragon Ball Z was. And I said, I hate Dragon Ball Z. So I would put on other cartoons in the morning so that I didn't have to watch Dragon Ball Z. And one of them was the Fairly Odd Parents. And then all of a sudden, the Fairly Odd Parents were coming on my TV like over and over again. And then Kerr said, "Well, it's got to be the Fairly Odd Parents before the baby." And now it just plays the ones before the baby.
Before the baby?
Before poof.
I don't know it that well.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah, before the baby, little poof. Um, so now it only plays the older Fairly Odd Parents, not the newer ones.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my every night. The TV turns on the Fairly Odd Parents
Wow.
for the past month and a half, 2 months roughly.
Do you think there's something? Okay, you said you have 3 spirits or whatever that are attached to you.
Yes,
Do you think
but
it's one of them?
they don't do stuff like that.
No.
No, they don't do stuff like that. I don't know what this is. They don't do anything physical. It's like they they can communicate with me, and they warned me about stuff, and like they've told me who they are. Well, at least 2 of them have. They've told me what their names were in real life, and the the other one is a younger guy, and he hasn't told me his name because I think he's still trying to figure out everything that's going on.
Well, it's been more
Um,
than 7 days, hasn't it?
yeah, I think he knows that he's dead. I think he's trying to figure out how this shit, this sh- how it works. I think he's trying. I think he's
Hmm.
newer to it, so he's
It's
trying.
so weird. I don't know. To think that like they don't know what's going on, like we don't know what's going on either. Like,
No, they don't know. They
but do you think that that show had just that show, like the whole premise around it has significance, as in like fairy godmother, like these entities that are like invisible to everybody else, but they show themselves to Timmy or whatever that's his name, right? Timmy.
yeah,
Okay.
Timmy. I think so. I forget his
I
name,
can't remember his sister's name, but
but
they show themselves to them and are kind of I don't know. I guess they're like guardian angels, kind of. Well, I can't
well, they're
remember.
they're they're fairy godparents. So they're
Is Prelim
godparents.
coming back?
I don't know if he's come back. Prelim, you can come back, hon.
Probably working
Um,
on it.
yeah, but they're godparents, which are like bippity boppity boo, like Cinderella, right?
Do
Um,
they make wishes or like?
sort of. They help. They help him out when he gets himself in the shit. So basically, like making wishes. Um, like I said, like the Cinderella fairy
So,
godmother.
as I was saying, do you think there's entities that like are attached to all of us, like I don't, guardian angels
Yeah, why
in
not?
a way? I mean, I'd
Yeah.
like to believe that, but they don't. For some reason, they are more stealthy and hiding their ways than the evil ones that just come right out and like do some weird stuff. I don't know. I'd really like to believe there's like good. I mean, I know there's good, but if for some reason it's like I guess they don't break the laws or something, where like these other entities, I don't know, break laws. Is that
I wouldn't say they break laws because, like, you have to keep in mind, like, there is no real law where they're at. You know what I mean? Where they're at, there is no can and can't do. There's
well? If they can
whether
move
they would or
physical
wouldn't.
things, if they can affect physical or electronic things,
Mhm.
that is part. I mean, that's physical, so they have to obey by some kind of physical law.
Oh, you mean like physics? Like,
Yeah.
not like law as in law and order. Okay.
No, not like God's
No,
law.
no.
They have to be able to manipulate things in a way that we don't know how to. And I don't know if we can do things that they can't either. So
Well,
I don't,
I think it's one of those things that for the Fairly Odd Parents, I don't know what it's trying to tell me, but I do have a feeling of what it's trying to tell me, and I'm telling it no. So it's kind of like um, it's kind of like one of those things that like it just happens. I've had shit like this happen my whole life. I've had supernatural stuff happen to me my whole life since I was a little kid.
yeah.
It's just, it's just now I'm older and I'm not afraid of it and I can talk about it because I know what it is. When I was younger, and you think of like with little kids when they come to you and they say, "Oh, I saw something in my closet," and you're just like, "Oh, well,
Mhm.
that's just the house settling, or that's your imagination." Maybe it wasn't. You know what I mean? Maybe it
Yeah.
wasn't. Maybe it's something we
No.
gotta look into. And I do believe that children have great imaginations, and sometimes their imaginations feel real to them. I do believe in that completely. But sometimes you have to see the fear level. If there is a definite fear level, then there is something bothering that child. Like if there is like they're afraid to go to sleep or they're afraid of the dark, completely afraid of the dark, and they don't want to be alone and stuff like that. There's a reason why. There's something that could be bothering them. And it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be bothering them like ready to hurt them, but they don't understand it because they don't, it's new to them.
Hmm.
So they would, of course, be afraid of it. And I think with me, when I was younger, it was like I would say something and I knew my mom knew exactly what I was saying. Like, I knew she knew what I knew, but she would just, oh, it's the house settling. Like, I say this, the basketball ghost is the greatest example of that. Like, I used to wake up in the middle of the night, and because I'd hear a basketball bouncing, and
Come and play with us.
it would be that basketball fucking bouncing, woke me up, and it was a routine thing. And I woke my mom up and I said, "Somebody's playing basketball outside. It keeps waking me up." And we both looked. She's like, "Nobody's out there." And I was like, "They're playing basketball. They got to stop playing basketball." I hate it. They like keep waking me up and I wouldn't. Then I didn't want to go to sleep at all because I had nightmares anyway. So for me to go back to sleep after the shitting thing woke me up was difficult. And it would just be like, she'd be like, "Oh, it's just the hot water radiator,
Hmm.
you know, doing its thing and air in the pipes, in the heater pipes." And I'd be like, "Okay." And I'd go back to sleep and heard the damn basketball ghost. And again, and eventually it stopped. Eventually, as I got a little bit older, it stopped. But then when I moved into this house, it started doing it. And I'm sitting there and I'm laying in my bed. I haven't
You,
heard this shitting thing for like almost 40 years.
you're hearing a basketball bouncing?
And then I hear the basketball bouncing. And I'm like, it's that fucking basketball ghost. It's that fucking basketball ghost. I said, what the hell? And then my husband heard it. He was like, what the hell does that sound like a ball bouncing? I was like, yeah, it's the basketball. You hear it too? Like,
Wow,
I was like, you hear it too? He's like,
I'm
yeah.
so glad you have someone to
And
to
it's like,
back
yeah.
you up.
And I was like, yeah, I heard that shit when I was younger all the time. And that now it doesn't do it. It was almost like it showed up for validation. It
Mm.
showed up to be like, you actually did hear this. This
You
actually
didn't.
did
You didn't.
happen.
There's no. You could never found a basketball though in this new place.
No, I live in the woods, so there's
Oh
grass
yeah,
in the
you don't have
woods.
neighbors.
My neighbor is approximately like almost an acre away.
Yeah, like a football field. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
So
that's mine.
so I have neighbors across the street, but this was
Wow.
before those houses were built. But it was like it was just like and then we're like sitting me and my husband are sitting there, we're like, what the fuck is that? We don't have water radiators here. There's no water in the pipes with the air to mix and create a bouncing noise. It was not that. It was never that.
So
It was never that.
since moving there, you've had a lot more interaction than you did before.
No, I can't say that. Always have had interaction.
Well,
It's
I know
just
you said you had those
sometimes
three, but these
sometimes
ones, like,
it heightens and then sometimes it lowers. So it's never a constant. It's never a constant. So there's at times it peaks and at times it goes low.
I
It
got a
doesn't matter.
question.
Hmm.
Do you ever feel like you want them to leave you alone?
No,
No? Never?
no, never.
So,
No.
like, okay, well, has there been times they've, like you said, they kind of go away or don't, you know, and you want them to
The
interact with you more?
the three that are attached to me, I can call on them at any time.
Okay.
But the other stuff that happens, like Fairly Odd Parents coming on, shit flying on, that randomly happens. It's not a consistent. And so it heightens and then it lowers. So like I can say like when I was really little, when I was like 3 to about 10, it was heightened. And
Like
then
when you were little, you wanted that basketball to stop. Like it
I
was
did.
annoying.
Yes, yes, yes. But I didn't
And
understand what it was. I didn't know what it was. And it scared me because fear of the unknown. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? S-
Oh, I'm gonna give away a spoiler to that Disclosure Day if anybody hasn't noticed. I watched it yet. The big they have like a ability to like possess certain people.
Oh, that's wonderful.
The aliens do. And
That's wonderful.
so well, I think it was just like I think they abducted these kids when they were real little, and like I don't know if they put implants in them or whatever, but they didn't realize that they had these abilities until they got older. And one was like a news reporter or whatever, and it like started speaking this weird language that nobody could understand except this other people that like this other person that had been abducted or whatever too. He's like, you just sounded like you were speaking English to me. But the message was, don't be afraid of what you don't know. That was like the big message of the aliens had to say was, don't be afraid of what you don't know. And you've said that a couple of times tonight, and I just
Oh, okay.
thought that
Well,
was
it
cool.
is. It's the truth. You have the fear. Everybody has the fear of the unknown. Like everybody has a fear of the unknown. So it's kind of like it. Like I said, it heightened when I was younger, and then I would say from about 13 till about 20, 25, 23, 24, it was completely calm. It was like nothing. It was like I was like la la la. There was nothing, and then boom, at 23, it hit for a year or two, and then it calmed down again. And then in my late 20s, 27-ish to my 30s, and then it calmed down again, and then it heightens. It always does that. It's like a roller coaster.
Why do you think that is?
It could be my energy, it could be their energy, it could be times of the year. I don't know. All I
Yeah.
know is
Maybe
like
it's like
it
an
could.
earth energy thing where they have more power to
Yeah, it could be
be
that.
able like
It's never during like it's nothing that I can pinpoint of like a time of the year as in like Halloween or anything like that. It's not like that because it happened. It's just random. It's kind of random type thing, and you deal with it for a month or a year or two or whatever, and then it just goes away, and then it comes back. It's just the height and the low, high and low.
but you never
And
felt I mean scared? Like
when I was little, I did, but not now as an adult. No, no, they don't scare me. I can tell you, like, Bob introduced me. Bob is one of my first attachment. And he introduced me to himself without saying his name when I was 11. And it's when, and you had actually asked me if I ever used a Ouija board. And
yeah.
it was Bob that stopped me from using one.
Oh.
It was Bob that said, no, walk away. That's dangerous. Too dangerous for you. It's dangerous. Walk away. And I walked away. Um, Unfortunately, the other person that I did it with didn't walk away, and when she got a different outcome in life than I did.
Oh.
So it was like that's what Bob does. Bob tells me things and tells me dangerous. Don't go near there. Don't do that. Don't talk to that person. Stay away. You know, or this person's lying, or they're doing this, or whatever, whatever. He does that constantly. He is, and he's been around since, according to him, he attached to me when I was an infant in the hospital. So, and he stayed. He just stayed. But he's also done cool things, like he gave me the pin number to watch pay preview because I wanted to watch House Party, and he gave me the pin number for it, which I never. Why I know my mom knew what I was talking about when I was talking about it is she never questioned how I got that damn pin
Did
number.
you just say House Party, the Sinbad movie?
House Party, Kid and Play.
Is that with Sinbad?
I don't know. I forget if Sinbad. No, Sinbad's not in that one.
See, I
Martin
don't
Lawrence.
oh, it's Martin Lawrence? See, okay. like I said, when I was a kid, I didn't really know Sinbad or watch him that much, but I remember watching a movie. Let me see if this exists. If this movie doesn't exist, it was called House Party with Sinbad.
No, House Party was with Kid and Play and Martin Lawrence. They did 3 of them. I think they did 3 of them. I don't know if they did 4. The last one had
Oh,
TLC.
House Guest. That's what I was thinking of.
House Guest. No, House Party, like, I'm dating myself right now. So those who are older know that I'm dating myself. So he gave me the PIN number for pay preview to watch House Party. And that was like the best thing ever because that's all I wanted to watch. But here's how I know my mom didn't ever question me with that. She never said, "Well, how did you order that movie?" Or how did you, how did you know the PIN number? Like she never said shit. Now that as a parent, because that movie was not as expensive as movies now, but it wasn't cheap. It was probably about $5, which was bigger back then. But it's like, she never said, and it came on the damn bill. It says pay preview on the bill. So she had to have known that I
Okay.
did it.
So that was a psychic ability you had to figure out these numbers. Do you get your psychic abilities through Bob or whoever?
Sometimes, sometimes.
Or do you think some of it just naturally comes like through you, like
Sometimes sometimes it'll be physical and I'll see stuff. Like I have visions. I have actual visions, like a movie playing, but it's kind of fragmented
Mhm.
and I can see it. Like I I could see some things happen, and so I'm like shit. And whether I say it to the person or not depends on whether I think it'll be helpful or harmful. So I don't always say what I see. I don't always do that.
That's gotta be a really hard decision. Like, how do you know if it's gonna be helpful or harmful? I mean, that's like,
You don't always know. You don't know for like 100% because everybody has their own choice. But if I see somebody and it's really gonna like if I could see a different path for them to go that might be better for them, then that's what I'll give them. I'll give them maybe you should do this instead. Like maybe don't do that, do this. If they choose whichever way, now they have a choice to make, right? So whatever they choose is up to them. I'm not choosing it for them. So that's what I do. I say, "Oh, you might be better off if you do this." Or it might be easier if you do this.
have you
So
ever had a vision that was wrong?
Mm-mm. I had a vision that I mistaken on, meaning I took it for something that it was. It, the outcome of the vision was what it was, but what caused the outcome wasn't exactly what I thought it was.
Okay,
So,
makes
meaning
sense.
that I had a vision of someone, unfortunately, in the hospital that was passing away. And along with that vision came this tribal looking tattoo. So I told the person, don't get the tattoo. Don't get the tattoo. And I told them over and over, don't get the tattoo. I was crying. Like it hit me hard. It impacted me pretty hard, which it doesn't usually, but that one did. So I kept saying, don't get the tattoo. Don't get the tattoo. Don't get the tattoo. So um, he called me up. He said, well, what will happen if I get the tattoo? I didn't tell him what would happen. I didn't tell him. It wouldn't have helped him. So I just said, it's not good. Just don't get the tattoo. And what I didn't know at the time is it wasn't a tattoo at all. It was a stamp on something that he bought. So I didn't know that it was a stamp
Hmm.
because it looked like a tattoo. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The outcome was the same
Hmm.
as what I envisioned. And when that type of stuff happens, I can't blame myself. I can only go on what I see. But
Yeah.
I do blame myself sometimes if I'm close to the person, or if I have an emotional bond, of course, I'm going
Yeah.
to take it a little harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like that would
But
be like a huge responsibility,
it
like
was like it when the situation happened, I started acting weird. And that's when it's telling me it's had like when I start acting weird, that's when I know, because I had an emotional bond with this person, and I still have an emotional bond with that person. So it's family basically. And I started acting weird, and I started yelling at somebody I didn't even know, as if I was yelling to him. So I didn't know the situation happened yet. I didn't get a phone call yet or nothing like that. But I started yelling and saying, "Why are you doing that? Stop doing that." And the guy's looking at me. And I don't want to say what that is because we're on the live stream. But I said, "Stop doing that. Why are we doing that? Why are you doing that? I told you not to do that. I told you this would happen. Why are you doing that?" And the guy that doesn't know me from jack shit is like, "Why are you yelling at me, lady?" like, like, why are you yelling? And my husband had to kind of pull me away. he's like, I think you got the wrong person that you're yelling at. I think you're yelling at the wrong person. and I'm like,
Mm,
yeah. And when I got the phone call that he was in the hospital and he did do what I told him not to do,
wow.
and but again, I thought it was a tattoo, but it wasn't. It was a stamp. So it was like I was like, okay, all right, you know, let's not dwell on it. You know what I mean? But I think the worst thing I had to know was my mom was going to die. And I think that was the hardest for me. Because of course, because it was my mother, I tried everything I possibly
Wow.
could to prevent it.
Yeah, that's got to be a lot to handle.
But they didn't listen to me. And they didn't listen to my warnings, and I warned a lot because it was my mother. So I was pretty adamant and pretty like stamped. And then when the event happened that actually killed my mom, it was like I basically knew. I knew. I knew everything. And I, you know, and the good thing is I can tell my husband. That's the really good thing about it. I can tell my husband. And I can say, you know, I know this and I know this is going to happen. And he'll try if it's something he thinks is going to hurt me, my feelings, whatever. He'll be like, "No, it won't. No, it won't." And I'm like, "I know." And then when it happens, he'll look at me and I'm like, "I know." I think part of it can be easier to handle situations because you know it's coming. And part of it can be harder because you want to try to prevent if you care about somebody,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
yeah. I've had a few like predictions, and it's nothing like that. It was just like I kind of knew my pet was gonna die. Um, and I don't know why. Like, and nobody else could tell, but like, I don't know. He wouldn't walk up the steps one day. I had my first dog. I loved them to death, but uh, I could I could just tell like something was not right with him, and then he died the next day, and I said jokingly because like he wouldn't come up the stairs, and my mom was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "He's dying," and like I just said it like jokingly, like didn't really think that. I don't know why,
Mhm.
it just like came out like I don't know, but I didn't say it like I knew exactly. It was a joke, I guess. I don't know. I was a kid. Why? But then the next day he died, and I didn't know. I don't know. I still kind of feel bad for saying that. Like it was a joke, But then, like, I feel like I brought it on or something by like just joking. Like, I don't know. I
Well,
don't
you didn't
know.
bring it on. If it was
Or
gonna
I
happen, it was
just
gonna
sensed
happen.
it, but I don't
Like
know.
when it came to those two situations I was just talking about, I'm emotionally connected to both of them, so I tried everything. I tried everything I could possibly think of to stop the situation, and they still happened anyway. So I can sit there and I can be like, okay, go this path now instead of that path. But if they don't listen to me, there's nothing I can do. Like, and that is what we kind of, you kind of look at like, okay, all right. And it's frustrating. That's the frustrating point right there. That's the frustrating point. The frustration comes in when you're like, stop, you're like, actually listen, go this way, don't go that way, go this way, and you're pushing, and you try not to push too much because then they'll automatically go the other way. So you just say, you offer it up as an option. You know what I mean? But when you're emotionally attached to somebody, it's not that easy to just
Yeah.
open it up as an option. So what you do is you try harder and harder, and you try, configuring everything. And then um the weird thing is that, like, my mom stayed earthbound, and she does come talk to me from time to time. She chose not to go on. I think she has some things she wants to work out with, not just not myself, not just myself, but with my other siblings. And she actually likes it. She's having a ball. She's having fun. She gets to float around whatever she wants to float around to, and she's actually enjoying it. But, like, I'll say, I'll say something in conversation, and like, my oldest sister, she knows I'm psychic, and she's like, "How did you know that?" And she's like, "You knew that. You knew that." I get that question. How do you know that? Oh, I'm telling you, I'm psychic. I'm not lying. And I can do everything to help people as much as I can. I don't charge for readings. I don't do any of that. I don't advertise or anything. I'm not sitting there like, this is Miss Cleo's 1-800 number. You know what I mean? For those that remember Miss Cleo. Um,
Yeah. I
like,
remember.
I'm not doing that stuff. What I do is, if somebody has a question, I'll answer it. Or if somebody I feel needs some help, I'll try to help. But I can only do so much. I am human.
I like. I don't. I don't know. I it's so hard to speak from and to be understood. Like, I don't know. My friend, like, I don't know. Not just my friend. Many people, like I think you said earlier in the stream, really love this life. Like, I don't know, and would want to stay. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to stay or do this over again, or and. But at the same time, I have all these like regrets and like things that I wish I could have like done or better or do to like make up for those things. And it's just like, who doesn't have those regrets and things like, so like, how could you, how what, like, what's the I don't know, how do you reach like, I don't know, is the point to reach enlightenment while you're alive to where like you don't have any and you're at peace? Or because the way things happen, and I don't know, accidents,
You
it's
have
like,
to you have to make amends that you're human. So the error, or to be human, is the error anyway. So you're not, in human form, you're not gonna know all, be all, do all, everything. And even if you feel you made the right decision, and I've been there, it wasn't necessarily the right decision.
yeah,
So you live and you learn. That's what they say, right? So you live and you learn and you try. But I don't think everybody that stays back, like Bob attached to me, he doesn't know me. He didn't know me in life. Like, I never met him before. he just saw my inner light, as he said, and wanted to protect it. He said, I want to protect you. And that's what he does. And he's done it for now over 40 some odd blah, 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 years. So, you know, it's kind of like,
It's
that.
memory is such a funny thing. It's like our entire identities and our past and everything, like how we remember what's really affected us, things that we can even block out, like don't remember that really did affect us. That's a
Yeah.
whole different thing. It's like, I don't know, staying attached to who we feel like we are. I don't know, our whole and our loved ones and everything. It's
I think,
Well,
it's
everybody makes mistakes here, man. Like
everybody makes it. There's
there
no not making a mistake and be
there
human.
there's no like defined path for anyone on this earth.
but
There's
there's those
no there's no like people come here and there are all these possibilities that can happen in your life. You know what I mean? Like you could have been with this woman, gotten married and had kids and had a different outcome in your existence, or you could have stayed single, developed yourself, lived however you were going to live, and developed your own being, and you know what I mean? Like there is no defined this is how it is here. Like I met one dude a couple of years ago. He's like, there's one path. And I'm like, no, there's not, dude.
There's
Like,
multiple options.
dude, people who believe and think that way have locked their consciousness in to a way of belief and a way of existence that has locked them into that way because of their decision making.
At least they're holding on to
So
something. I don't know. That's what it's like.
but he was a meth head fucking gay ass motherfucker, like meth
All
head
right,
gay
all
ass
right, all right, all
motherfucker
right, David.
who what
Yeah.
he I'm not
David.
trying to degrade people, man. I'm just he tried to do something to me and I'm not happy about it.
Okay.
So the point is like the people who believe in that way and think in those terms have taken a conscious way that has limited their life. And so like we come here and there are multiple possibilities and multiple outcomes to anyone's life. There's no like deterministic, and I listen to a lot of different philosophies. Some people do believe we don't even have free will here.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
people
I think that we have a limited will. I don't, and it's not free, but there is
I
will.
I
I'll give you that.
I just looked at how long we've been live. We've been live for 3.5 hours. I do have to end the stream because I only get 20 hours a month, and I do want to do one tomorrow. White
Cool.
noise or EVP session, that kind of stuff. And if you're interested, come join us. Please hit the like button.
Yeah, I'll
Think
try and stop by.
I want to plug some people. Crunchy has his own channel. Feel free to put it in chat or in comments. Also, who else is on? Series he puts out different videos that does 15 minutes of a TV show series or cartoon series or whatever it is. He has multiple out there. Go check him out. It is Creek Squad's birthday today or yesterday. So wishing him a happy birthday. If you want karaoke, go over to the Creek Squad and check out Algorithm. We all know him from J. Chris 444 on Rumble, and also check out RTS Earth. They have some great shows. Transpicious News and Unfucker Discussion, Unfuck Discussion. Um, about politics. Also check out Ricky. He does. David, mute up, please.
What?
Can you mute for a second?
I can.
Thank you. Also check out Ricky. He does. His channel is Anything Possible, and he does pretty much everything under the sun, from politics to the supernatural, and also has James as his co-host, which is great. And sometimes I'm on that stream too. So check it out. Those are the ones to check out. Uh, thank you all for joining us, and please hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Leave a comment if you like. Comments definitely help with views, so I'd be appreciative if you left a comment. If you need to get a hold of me, the channel description should have my email. If it doesn't, if any of you guys see that my email is not in the channel description, please let me know. And y'all have a good night. See you tomorrow. Good night, guys. You guys
Good
can
night.
stay on. I'll have a backstage.
Cool.
Okay? Just hold on. Everybody, good night. And we are going, 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 going.